Say it's so right now until the truth comes out. I gave you everything, and I gave you everything. Say it's so right now, left alone, cried out. I gave you everything, and I gave you everything. I don't understand what they want from me. They take my hands, washing them in dirty water. Try to find what's right in a distant place, so far away. The silence fills my heart with empty space. But now I'm sure of where I'll go from here. And tensions rise, they push me to divert my vision. But I will break the ceiling and the walls that kept me in. For you'll play your part. So I will run until I reach the end, and who knows where I'll be. But all I know is that we'll start again. Don't wait for me to fall under that pressure. Don't wait for me to give it up. Well, I will not work against the forces I trust. Have to stay above the rushing wall. I've got my sights on a brand new beginning. A steady rhythm will hold me to the shore. I've got my sights on a brand new beginning. A steady rhythm will hold me to the shore.
Oh dear, showing the back to Envision. Oh no, he received a shot, now he's a one shot. Oh dear, near me. Can he survive? It's the $1 million question now, can he survive? He race. Oh my god. Oh no, he found a whoopsie! He found a no! Oh no! Good evening everyone, we are back on the EU server following the Money Blaster final of Group B. Today is the second day, and this is the format for the Money Blaster final. There are two stages, the group stage and the final stage. They are all double elimination. A 4-team double elimination. There are 4 groups of 4 teams, so that means we will decide, we will find out which 4 teams will comprise of the final stage. Each group could only have one winner, so really it's going to be exciting to watch. We'll begin with Desert Sands, Black Goville, Camp Steer and Faust. Lower bracket final, we will have Mine Ruins, Fort Despair, Vineyard and Normandy. And finally, the grand final, we have Winter Malinovka, Dynasty's Pearl, Alpenstadt and Port Bay. Hello everyone in the chat so far. Hopefully we have more people joining. This is the timeline. We are currently on the second day. The Money Blaster final will last during the weekday with a prize pool of $10,000 for the top 3 teams, if I'm not mistaken. At the same time, there are quick tournaments and coin blaster tournaments happening. So if you I mean, they are for the casuals. If you want to have fun or train your team, then these tournaments are going to be helpful for you. So tonight it's going to be a really long stream, at least 3 hours. So in around 30 minutes, we'll begin with the upper bracket final, and then the lower bracket final will be held in an hour and 10 minutes later, and finally grand final in another 1 hour and 10 minutes later. This is the roster. We have Max Verstappen as the captain of the team. We will also have Apotastic, Charles, Burmes, Checo, Romeo, Otsan, Tastinkil, and Pensacase. Technically speaking, this is a Turkish clan, but since I think they have since recruited people that are not that do not speak Turkish. So this has become pretty much an international clan. But we might see Turks going back to being fully Turkish in the end. But at the moment, it's an international clan from some names I know. And then we have Serenity. This is a French-speaking clan. Most of the players are from France. Not all of them are from France though. I think some of them are from Switzerland. So we have Ruben Dias as the captain of the team. We also have Sergio Ramos, also known as Platt, Alvarito, Mark Ross, Kuro, Days, Aoki, Flytex, Vlahovic, and Ibrahimovic, I think. And then this Red Team's team, we have Rouse as the captain of the team, EMG, KJ, Snakes, Icky, Skiller, the RD Favor, Forever Green, the Bearsney, and Vicky. This is a Czech-speaking clan. I think all of them are from either Czech or Czech Republic or Slovakia. If you want to donate to this stream, these are the links, and hopefully some donation really help to improve the quality of the stream. The giveaway will begin now, so this is a bit different than yesterday. So just read the pinned message. Remember, just follow the instructions in the unlisted video that is pinned there, and comment there with your in-game name and also your server region. I will keep this open until the very end of this stream. So you have more than 3 hours to comment on that video, and I will pick 10 winners from that video. So please remember, please do enter the giveaway by clicking that link, and hopefully you'll get the March Battle Pass. Alrighty. With that being out of the way, let me close. Let me close Discord. For now. Okay, so let's change the screen. So let's look at the groups. So Group A. Endgame will play with Immortals in the upper bracket final, and whoever lost that match, lost that fixture, will join Till in the lower bracket first round final, I mean. And then we have Group B. This is the group you're following tonight: Turks versus Serenity. The loser of that will face Reti. Group C will have Jones versus Socrates. Loser of that will join First Alliance in the lower bracket final. Finally, we have Group D, Loka versus Sparta. The loser of that match will face Hate, which will be interesting. Yeah, that's all here. Let me know what are your predictions for the group winners in each group. I think Group B is the least certain, so this is why I'm following this group. And hopefully with the new giveaway method, we will focus more on the games rather than the chat. So hopefully you'll all enjoy the brilliant games that will be displayed tonight. Hopefully we'll have more people joining, because we still have some time. We can play a match. And yeah, let me play in this M6 year. Let's begin. Great that I have had dinner early on, so hopefully I have enough energy to last through the grueling stream. We have a couple of really nice players, so I think the frames per second, the fraps. Oh hi. Is better than on APAC server. Certainly, I think APAC server is the server that it's not the region that I'm currently in. So hopefully EU server is going to fare a bit better so far. It's fine, more than 50 FPS, a bit of jitter, not that much of a problem, but that is because I haven't spotted anyone when I get into battle, into fighting those tanks. That could change drastically. So let me just hopefully can do something, but I'll have to be careful. M6 is really looking at me. Master Chief. Oh, how did that pan? That definitely will pan. Because that's the side turret armor. I'll be shocked if that doesn't penetrate. And there is a VK down there. Maybe I could fancy a shot too. But better maybe to focus on that. Oh, come on. Nope. Oh. Yeah, at least top 8 in APAC. That's an achievement. I think it's quite difficult. In the previous seasons, this season could be a bit different, but still not an easy feat. So congratulations to that. Hopefully. All right. That's good. Yeah, I'll just go in. I think it's on the drop reload. Or is it not? Oh, that's but that we can really sweep this tank out, and then hopefully E3 will cross. That didn't really rest. Oh, that's good. No, that's a bit too difficult for me. Should win, I think our team should win, but let me just get out of this battle and get into the room now. There we go. Turks versus Serenity. I'm not sure if Serenity has watched the stream early on the APAC server, where ID just uses an orthodox setup and completely backfired. Well, it was a 3-4 in the end, but I assume that the capability that ID has, for in the upper bracket final, like they dominated EA totally, and they go like full meme in the grand final. I'm not sure why they did it in a tiebreaker too. Doesn't make any sense at all. But yeah, that sends EA through. I hope that won't happen to Serenity tonight, because that will not be fun. Not saying that EA is a bad plan, but I do believe ID would provide a certain level of competitiveness in the top 4 for the APAC server. But we will see tomorrow if we will see a completely different EA But I digress. We'll go back to the EU server. Serenity still waiting for their 7th player. I am aware that there are some issues with players being unable to join the room. Not sure if that is happening to Serenity here. Hopefully that 7th player will show up in no time. Meanwhile, Turks, we will be seeing double T100 LT, triple 60 TP, and double IS-7. Meanwhile, Serenity so far with 6 players, looking at quintuple 60 TPs and a T100 LT, and they are missing a player. I hope they will show up with 7 players, because that will not be fun at all if we are only seeing 6. There we go. We now have 7 players, because Days has joined this lineup, and he will be playing in a 60 TP as well. So pretty much full 60 TP lineup. That's but that T100 LT will be very important. Desert Sands favor lights and medium tanks, especially over to the desert side. But I'm really not sure whether Serenity will opt for a strategy in the city. So we will see what Serenity is going to do, and whether they can actually fare it better using Sex 2po 60 TPs. So that's pretty much non-2po 60 TPs across the board, or any 2po 60 TPs across the board. I think any because we have the personality test, the Enneagram personality test. So I think you can say it's an Ennea 2po. But I think non-2po is the more commonly used one. So there we go. Non-2po 60 TPs across the board, triple T100 LTs across the board, only 2 IS-7s for the Turks side. And within a minute to go, Serenity versus Turks. Which team will take home the first win? Is it going to be Turks, or is it going to be Serenity? On paper, Serenity is the better team here, but you will never know about Turks. The reformed Turks, they were at one point a top 4 contender, especially back in the summer season, but I think that season, I don't think anyone that has followed Turks would want to speak about that season. But anyhow, Turks, it's a potent clan, and let's change to the screen, and we'll go in now. Well, it has always been that the Soviet tanks are popular in Blitz, so but I'm not sure what's happening. I mean, not sure if what's happening lately will factor in to the tank choice taken by teams. We'll find out. But let's look at Burr in the T100 LT, looking to get some spots in. And can we see? Can he spot something up? Oh, so they're actually crossing down the bridge, which is a common EU strat, I have to say. A lot of teams do that, but most of the tanks of Serenity aren't going into the desert side. Exactly what I would have imagined here. A has been captured by Turks, so the cap points are in favor of Turks, and Serenity has to make a rotation, but you can't really rotate through the Turks spawn, because Turks has a lot of tanks there, but it has to be really careful. Romeo Jones in the desert in the desert area does not want to lose unnecessary hit points. They have a lot of geographical advantage with this side, to be honest with you. Serenity will have a really hard time to rotate. Will Serenity be able to rotate though? They have proven time and time again that they can do this, but Desert Sands could prove to be a difficult map to do that, especially when you don't have the cap lead in the city side, and already they are dropping more and more hit points. And this is not looking good for Serenity at the moment. And they, although they have the hit point pool lead, are they able to find a way to rotate? Turks is going to make it difficult, and if they can chip more and more hit points away from Serenity, Turks will have a good breathing space or a good cushion to a cushion to allow Serenity to push in while being able to chip away their hit points bit by bit. We're going to be seeing hopefully more. There'll be more people watching the stream soon. I suppose the stream is running because so far I have less than 10 people watching. Max Verstappen is getting shot by a lot. We are seeing Ozan in the 60 TP. Looking to get an angle to Serenity, but so far it's not been successful. And Romeo Jones in the IS7, they're still holding. If we do about 5 cap points per 2 seconds of increase, so we're talking about a minute and 20 well, less than about a minute for Serenity to devise a method to rotate. But so far, they're still figuring out how to approach this. They haven't really tilted most of their forces to one side. They're still pretty spread out at the moment, but I could foresee that the push might be coming soon back on the Serenity's air spawn. But Turks are still holding really nicely, although they have lost more hit points with, I think, Max Verstappen the 60 TP. You have to be really careful though. Serenity able to conserve hit points, that will be crucial to their success in the push. But we are approaching 800 cap points soon in Serenity. There is not a lot of time left. They really need to make a push sooner or later. Or what they could do, but I don't think that will be the case, is that they just need to kill one tag. They aren't in a hit point pool disadvantage, so they don't have to get into this extreme situation, but at the same time, Turks is making a counter push onto Ibrahimo. That's going to be big though. If they can kill off Ibrahimo, that's going to be a big advantage to Turks, but at the same time, Turks is going to lose Romeo Jones soon. So will this move be working or no? I don't think they're going to get Spitfires out. I think they're trying to get a cap stop, but Max Verstappen is down. Serenity, there is a cap stop happening, but they killed off Romeo Jones as well. This move by Turks could work, and they also got Spitfires out of the way. B and C is captured, and A is still under the hands of Turks. If Serenity isn't able to kill the next few tanks, they're in deep trouble with the caps, and A will be captured soon, but those shots coming into both Ozan and also Charles, they have to hurry up because Turks have 2 caps. If they kill Alvarito, it could be well over for Serenity here. Alvarito's now down to 1 shot. Kuro needs that shot onto Charles. It will be the case. It's very close, but Turks got Alvarito out of the way. Can they get Ozan out of the way? If Vlahovic is dead, they won't win this one. And Turks, what a move that was. Great job there. They don't have the hit point pool advantage, but I really like how decisive they are in making a push onto Ibrahimo. Kind of ignored Ibrahimo, only maybe sending a tank to deal with Ibrahimo, or they just go past Ibrahimo and put 1 shot while moving, and that was brutal. Turks got both A and B, and Serenity, B and C. Serenity tried to get A, but that was a bit too late, and they have a lot of 60 TPs. That means they are unable to rotate quickly enough to get the tanks out sooner. So well done to Turks. That was amazing, really great to watch. That's more like the Clan Wars, the stuff that we would like to see. That's really good to watch. I really love how Turks tackled this match. This was top-notch strategy. Well done there. Serenity, not. I don't think they have put any food, I don't think they have made any major mistakes here. I think it's just that Turks read what Serenity was attempting to do, and they kind of did a counter, and that counter is something that something that Serenity didn't foresee in the first place. So now, with Turks leading 1-0, I think Serenity is going to feel some pressure now. So let's see what's going to happen in the next match on desert sands. Well done to Turks. Not sure what Slavko is saying in the chat, but the chat is very quiet tonight. But we will see some amazing matches now. Back on desert sands, second match, double 60 TPs, double I7 and M60 double T100 LTs on Turks team. Serenity dropping a 60 TP in favor of T100 LT to provide some mobility. I think that is something that they are lacking in the last match. Can they prevail with this setup? Let's find out now. Let's follow Days and the T100 LT looking to get some spots. Oh, it's Murray spotted while leaping across. And Mess, oh, I think Mess might be in trouble, but maybe not, because that might be a bit too aggressive. Matros has taken a hit at the start. But looking at Serenity crossing, oh, gets outspotted. The crossfire from Turks have gone into the 60 TPs. That means Turks have a solid 1000 hit point pool of advantage. That can be really big. But Days and Macro Speeds are rotating back to the deserts, to the city side. I think they saw that the T100 LTs are going backwards, so I believe potentially Turks would like to push shots into the T100 LTs. They found them. They found a great shot to Days. The T100 LTs are trapped. They can't go to the city side. Well done to Turks. Good reading right here. Oh, more shots into Kuro. Serenity dropping quite a lot of hit points. While trying to get into position. This is really not looking good for Serenity. Oh, big shots into Kuro, Oza, but Kuro already dead. Alvarito could be next time a big shot into TMR as well, but I don't think Alvarito is going to last for long. They need Oza out of the way. Absolute scenes happening right here. Sergio Ramos and also Flight is looking to get Max out of the way, but Turks already trying to support Max. Hit points are close, but still in the advantage of Turks here. And Max Verstappen is now dead. It's now 5 versus 4. Serenity struggling to keep on. The double T100 LT is trying to deal with one single T100 LT. I'm not sure if the 60 TPs are able to last for any longer. A bounce coming from Vlahovic, and that tank is gone. Sergio Ramos is going to be the tank that is remaining alive in that area, and Mess still toying around with the double T100 LTs and managing to kill Days. Well done there. And well, T100 LTs of Turks now pretty much encircling Macro speeds. Can Macros kill Mess? But I don't think that will allow Serenity to get another win. Well done to Turks. 2-0 on Turks. Really surprising all of us. And that's really unexpected. Well done there. I need to go back to the game. Hopefully. There was some Discord notifications going on. And looking at the damage here, Turks have 5 tanks doing more than 2k in Serenity. Only 1 tank doing more than 2k. Well done to Turks. That was another great match there. Completely spotting, completely outspotted Serenity. Intercepted the T100 LTs from getting into the city side. I think Serenity's strategy, their plan A, was foiled, and Turks really got their cross shots in brilliantly, and Serenity really looked like they are out of ideas. But that could very well change in Black Gilville. It's a completely different map, with Black Gilville being a lot less emphasized with brawls and individual skills, and more on really cap plays and also strategic moves. So will we see a change? We'll find out soon. Well, let me just toggle the settings so I won't get pinged. I won't hear anything if someone says something. Layla says, that push from Turks was dangerous. I agree. Well, I agree. but it was also a really good move there. So well done. It was a high risk move, but it paid off really well, and it made a lot of sense too. So whoever thought of that move is a genius. Is a genius. So well done there. Pencil Case is laughing, but maybe they have been doing this all day long, and they think it's just normal strategy. But in the eyes of the spectators, this is a genius move. But I mean for real, this is really a genius move. I'm not gonna lie, it's a move that is worth rewatching again and over and over again. Mur spotted something. Matt Ross has spotted. So far, Serenity has not lost anything. And both teams have not gotten a single cap. Turks being unusually defensive. Serenity tries to branch out a little bit. Tries to exert map control over Turks, and I would say Turks might be in a bit of trouble if they continue to allow Serenity to you know, pressure. So with Serenity getting A first, Serenity will have the cap lead, and Serenity also has a good portion of the map, except C being a little bit being quite empty, and B a bit empty as well. So I could see Turks diverting their forces over there, and well, we will see what's going to happen next. Right, so Romeo Jones has taken a hit, but he's going to go straight into B. Turks really trying to get back the cap lead by capturing B. Serenity, I think they're waiting. I don't think they want to immediately reset Romeo, because that is potentially what Turks want Serenity to do. So they kind of wait a little bit longer. So wait until Turks has regrouped or has relocated. Oh, big shot from R3TI onto Romeo. A bit of a risky move here, but that trade is worth it in my opinion. And some good shots from Vlahovic into Checo, albeit an HE splash. So the hit points are still in favor of Serenity by around 1,000 hit points. But we are still seeing Turks being in trouble a little bit. The map control is still in favor of Serenity. Ozan taking double tap, and now Serenity has led by almost 2,000 hit points, and by the looks of it, Turks is in trouble. Or are they going to do something similar as last time, try and get Ruben Dias out of the way? But they already have C, so they need B. Can they reset B? R3TI's there. Charles needs to reset B. R3TI could get B. Great shot from R3TI onto Charles. But at the same time, we're seeing Vlahovic going straight into... Oh, no. Turks have provided support. This could go really nasty, and we're seeing big shots into R3TI, but Ruben Dias is now down on C. The Serenity has already encircled these tanks of Turks. Turks is falling apart. They will lose 2 tanks in quick succession, and I think Vlahovic will land that shot onto Romeo. So that will be the case. R3TI would need to land that big shot onto Mess. It will be the case. Oh, a lot of big shells into Mess. The focus fire is going to shine, but R3TI is dead. There's now 5 versus 4. Serenity now being the team on top, and they will get Charles perhaps next. Macros is down 4 versus 4. This looks closer than what the hit points are now suggesting. There is still chance for both teams. Turks with a hit point pool lead, with a cap point lead, but Serenity with a hit point pool lead. So all Serenity needs is hit points, cap points, and all Turks need to do is to stay safe, and hopefully they can last until they reach more than 1,000 hit points, and that's important to kill the Vlahovic. But they're 2 full health tanks, almost full health, unless they score an ammo rack, which might be unlikely at this point. I think Serenity is going to win, but Mur really well done to Max though. Max stopping Serenity from getting B. And Mer is trying to get A. I don't think this is over yet. Serenity could very well lose this one. Could still lose this one. The Aces on the drone reload. Are they quick enough? They absolutely need Max out of the way. Days cannot afford to bounce this one. I'm not sure if the Nation Shell will be enough. I don't think that would be good to risk that. It will be a kill. But 2 caps already for Turks. Are they quick enough? C will be captured by another heavy tank. Sergio Ramos going for A. There will be a cap slot on Turks. And that cheeky move by Turks will not succeed. That almost handed us Turks the victory, and I would say they have to succumb to Serenity's brilliance with the push. And wow, what more can I say? That's another brilliant match to watch. We are truly blessed tonight by 2 really strong teams playing head to head, and they're showing us such an amazing performance. I have to say, I'm really proud of how strong these 2 teams are. Certainly, it will be a heck of a fight in the grand final if Turks or Serenity knocks out Red T tonight in the lower bracket final. Or Serenity 5 tanks doing more than 2k, Turks 3 tanks doing more than 2k. Because on my phone, because I have different Discord. Because I forgot to turn off the notification. I've turned it off now, so that's sorted. You got tracked by my Discord notification. That has been being turned off, and that's good. So now we are seeing triples, 60 GPs, triple IS7, and a T100 LT, double concept 1B, double IS7, a 50B, a T100 LT, and a mouse. We're going to go back to Black Goldville, and yeah, we really like to see how well both teams are performing so far. Turks, the last match, I think they can't replicate the magic of the first match on Desert Sands, because there is only 1 cap there. There are no 2 caps, but they almost won by caps though. Let that sink in. They almost won by caps again to bring it 3-0. It could have been a disaster for Serenity, but it didn't. So can Serenity pick this momentum and continue all the way through and advance to the grand final? We'll find out now. Black Goldville Turks versus Serenity. Okay, let's head up high now. Turks versus Serenity. Okay, we are seeing Burr here looking to get spots for Turks team. And Serenity, they have a light tank, but that's just a T100 LT, and I really like this new spot to get the spots in. Ruben Dias tries his luck, but Ray T100 has backed off a bit, so the spots are still lit up, yeah, on Turk's side. But B, Serenity tries to get a really quick cap on B, but it has proven to be unsuccessful so far. Romeo Jones is there to reset B, and looking at Romeo Jones, I think he will try once again his luck in capturing B, but it's going to be a hard angle, and he bounced. I would have used an XG shell. I'm not sure if he tries to use an XG shell to splash. If it's the case that it's unsuccessful, oh lord, Macro Speed's getting absolutely punished by the advancing forces of Turks going into way. Though Serenity has the cap lead, but they don't have the hit point pool lead. They have to be really careful. It's not just Macros losing hit points. Ruben Dias also lost a chunk of hit points. So this is not looking really good for Serenity, and they will try to chip away hit points of Turks, but they need to be patient. It's not like they can do it immediately. They really need to be patient and Glacial onto Ozan. And let's follow Days here. Will they try to get A back? or will they kind of sit for a little bit? Ibrahimo is going to be the pressure point here. He's quite alone. Turks can pretty much rush him, and Serenity might have a hard time in supporting him. So we will see what's going to happen, but at the same time, Turks might know that Ibrahimo could be the bait. Here. So they probably will not fall into the trap set up by Serenity. But Turks already looking to make a counter push. Oh, this counter push, I think, will surprise Serenity. Can Sergio Ramos hold there long enough? Big shot into Verstappen. I think Serenity has tried. Oh, that was a big miss right here. As tries to push shots into Turks' forces. However, they can. But I'm not sure if they can save Sergio Ramos quickly enough. Sergio Ramos now to one shot will be killed by Max Verstappen, and hit points are neck and neck. And Serenity lost one tank, but I think Turks will lose Ozan very soon. Not sure why he's so disconnected from the rest of the team here. It was a bounce from Ozan into Ibrahimo. I think Ozan is not going to last for long. Magros will kill Ozan. That's now 6 versus 6. At the same time, Ruben Dias is in deep trouble. He needs support. There are 2 tanks of Turks trying to get Ruben Dias out of the way. I'm not sure if it's going to be successful or not. Ruben Dias still holding on. Checo is now being shut down. There are lots of Ds going on in different angles. I think let's go for a broader angle then. With Ruben Dias now dead, let's follow Checo now dropping into B. Capwood's still with Serenity, but those shots onto Checo trying to reset B, and now Checo down to 1 shot. Hit points still in favor of Turks. This is getting really close, and Spin really needs to Checo out of the way. It was a kill, but Turks successfully got B, and that could flip the entire situation, but Mass is getting absolutely smacked. Serenity, can they do it? Hit points in huge favor of Turks now, but the cap points are still in favor of Serenity. They are trying their best, but Days is being killed by Mur. It's going to be a 5 versus 4. This is really close, really tense, with Spit now dead. It's now 5 versus 3. Not sure if Serenity is able to hold any longer. They need to wait for Alvarito. Oh, Mur gets ammo wrecked! I'm not sure how much of an ammo wreck that was. That could change the entire pace of the game. But it's now a 3 versus 2, and Turk still has the hit point bullet, and it got 2 caps as well. Capturing B proves to be important. Alvarito, hopefully he will get another shot into Childs. Can he do so? Oh, it's a great shot. I don't think it'll be enough though. They got 1,000 cap points. Turks now on a match point. Wow. Great job to Turks. That was another unexpected push by them. Yeah, despite losing the concept 1B, they have proven once again they are better in terms of the caps. I really like how they integrate the rotation strategies with the caps, and Serenity puts a lot less emphasis on the caps, and I think this is the difference separating between the 2 clans. And I have to say, Turks are really flying high with their strategies. I really hope they can qualify to the next stage. Let's go back and see potentially the final match of this fixture. Camstia, Turks versus Serenity. Serenity now going for double T100 LTs, double IS7, a 50B, at double 60 TPs. Meanwhile, Turks going for double 60 TPs, double T100 LTs, a concept B, an AMX50B, and an IS7. And can Serenity win the next 3 matches? Don't know. This is amazingly close. Let's find out now what's going to happen in the next match. Camstia. Let's hope it's not going to get really campy. because I'm running out of ideas and doing the tour guide, so let's not go into that. Great, we are having more and more people watching, more than 30 now watching the stream. I hope you all enjoy the brilliant matches so far, both teams showing what they're capable of. I'm really impressed by Turks so far. They have really shown that they are worth a spot in the top 4. Right, so let's see Mess going up in the T100 LT. And I think we'll be looking to get spots for them, for Turk's team. But it's a bit slow, climbing up a bit slow, but this spot is really high. And Sergio Ramos is spotted looking to get into the bush. Well, Serenity shoots something into the bush though. It's not a common move route to take, so Serenity will not know there's a light tank up top. At the same time, we have Mur on the other side. Spotted already, so you know at least one light tank is there. There is also another light tank, which is still unspotted. Ruben Dias is still spotted. And Days, oh, I think Serenity senses there is something near the bush. They're trying, but so far it's been unsuccessful. This is what we call Camstia. All 3 teams are aren't getting a cap so far. That could well change now because Turks will be looking to get A. Can Ruben Dias get there just in time to reset A? I don't think so. I think Checo would get A. Yes, Turks will get A, and that will speed things up a little bit. But still, it's 4 cap wins per 2 seconds of increase. So that's still a lot of time to go. I mean, if you do the maths, that's more than 200 seconds remaining for Serenity. Oh, big shot into Mess. They spotted Mess. Oh, that was really painful. Ozan on the ammo rack, but it was fixed timely. Serenity really leading hit points now after Ozan and Mess getting absolutely smacked. And I'm really worried about Turks here. They are very disjointed. The terrain of Camstia will prevent Turks from getting the crossfire in. I think Serenity is able to isolate Ozan and perhaps Mess next. Big shots into Mess. They are not trying to get Ozan first. They want to get Mess out of the way because that light tank could potentially do a lot of amazing stuff. Oh, that was a big bounce from Ibrahimo to Mess. The Ozan is finally dead. But we're potentially seeing a 2 versus 1 here. Charles will not last long, with Mess also being dead. It's now 4 versus 7 in quick succession. Romeo just alone there. I don't think he will last for long, and Serenity now coming out on top. Definitely will be taking home the second win. I don't think Turks could win by caps here. Let's see Ruben Dias in that 200 LT. Great shot into Checo. But no. I do think, Checo is now dead. Romeo would not last for. Oh, Emurek onto Vlahovic. But that was to be expected. Vlahovic was getting surrounded, so it was pretty much a matter of time before he is killed. So now Romeo is down to 1 shot, killed by Ibrahimo, leaving Mur and Max the last people standing. And whoa, Max Verstappen's now dead. Brr. Pretty much hopeless. Looking to get a shot into Ruben Dias, yes. Alvaristo will land a big shell into. Oh, Matt Ross drowned himself. Or maybe he just dropped into the river from atop. So, well done to Serenity. That was amazing. I'm not sure. I think Turks, that kind of positioning, it's to be expected, to be honest. I think a lot of teams do that, but it's more to do with Serenity finding the right time to push and finding the right time to punish Turks for being very disjointed. a lot of teams kind of spread themselves up. Spread themselves on Camp Steer, and that is the problem. If you spread yourselves a bit too much, the terrain will prevent you from getting the cross shots in, so they have to be really careful next time, Turks. But that is to do with Serenity being very decisive and in getting that push well timed, and now 3-2 Serenity getting one back. And this, can they make a comeback now? We will find out in the next one as well. No, I don't think the new map. I think it's called Molendyke. I have to confirm with Eminet though. I don't think it will be in the tournament. Certainly not this tournament. But maybe in the future. So looking at Serenity, we'll be taking that TD with R3TI 268. Ruben Dias 200 LT double alongside Marok's Ibrahimo and the IS7. Alongside Sergio Ramos, double 60 TPs by Vlahovic and Days with Turks going for quadruple 60 TPs by Mur, Ozan, Shaquille and Max. Double I7 by Romeo and Charles Mess in the T100 LT. And just like you said, Camp Steer is perfect for camping. Not just that, it's the only map where you can, from any spawn, you can just reset all 3 caps in the right position. So that's something that lots of teams would do. But the top teams kind of steer away from this campy game style. So let's look at Ruben Dias swimming in the river temporarily. And looking to get spots now. Turks. Sometimes we spot all chows. Oh, Turks, interesting. They're just going to rush immediately to the northeastern corner, but most of the tanks of Serenity aren't there. Chows has taken a lot of hits already. I think it could have gone a lot worse if those tanks crossing this river have all been spotted. But let's look at let's follow R3TI now. In the 268, will he be able to put more shots into Turks? There was an attempt from Days, but that was unsuccessful. The hit points are the cap points are in favor of Turks. It's on to Serenity to make a rotation, but Serenity has a hit point bullied because they have chipped away hit points of Charles. But that was just a tiny bit of lead, because inherently they have 3 tanks that have less than 2,000 hit points at the start. That will be Ruben Dias, Macro Speed, and R3TI. So they have to be mindful of this. But they are in a comfortable situation. It's really small deficit there, so all Serenity needs to do is get that 1 kill at the late stage, and that could be just enough for them to win the game. But we'll find out soon what's going to happen next. Both teams will have 4 cap points increase per 2 seconds, so that's still around 3 minutes remaining to go. I do think we won't use all 5 minutes on the clock. That you don't have to worry too much about. But I think there will be something really bad happening to Ruben Dias. I7 versus C100 LT 1 versus 1. I don't think this is the 1 versus 1 fight that you want to be in, but at the same time, Ibrahimo will be there to support Ruben Dias. Ruben Dias has to tread this area carefully. He has a lot of pressure on his hands. Max almost got Ruben there. Ruben has to be really, really careful. Romeo could potentially. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. I think Ruben could take a shot. Maybe not. It's getting really tense. Ruben really playing with fire here. Oh no, I think Romeo. Oh no, just got out of danger. Oh, maybe not. Max Look at the wrong way. Oh, that was a miss. But that was to be expected because it was moving at the same time. But we are also seeing a potential push from Serenity. But that will not materialize because it's a 2 versus 3. You don't want to push into a numerical disadvantage. That will be really... I wouldn't say stupid, but that will be really risky. Yeah. So, that was a miss from Vlahovic. Hit points are still in favor of Serenity, so that's really good because they have they only lost some hit points for Ibrahimovic, and Turks are struggling to hold on. Do remind you that Serenity only needs a kill, so if everything has gone south later on, they just only have to rely on that one kill to flip the cap points back to their favor. They could very well push at the 900 mark and still win this one by caps. There are a couple of tanks that are a bit low in hit points. For example, Mess in the T100 LT just only need 2 shots. Oh my lord, Ozan gets double tapped. Ooh, that was careless considering the position he's taking at the moment. I think Turks is lining up for a push. I think that could be a good idea. Last ditch effort to win this one. Misses onto Vlahovic. Great shot to Mur. If they hesitate more and more, this push would fail completely. Mur gets heavily smacked. Oh my lord. They have hesitated. And they are paying a heavy price for that. Mur is down, Ozan is down, Serenity now looking to get Checo off the way. Serenity is looking really strong. 5 versus 7, they just need Checo off the way, and they should be safe. With Max Verstappen, not sure what happened to that push over to northeastern corner. That push on by Turks was very disorganized. Days, great shot into Max Verstappen. Vlahovic will try and get Max Verstappen out of the way, but it won't matter. Serenity got the caps. We are now witnessing our tiebreaker. Wow. We all love to see a tiebreaker dually. Well done to Serenity. That was very... They had the total control from start to finish, and Turks keeps on bleeding. They couldn't quite conserve hit points. A few careless mistakes from Turks' behalf, and that push, I'm not sure what they're trying to achieve in that push. It looks poorly organized, and I mean, you either go hard or go home, and they have chosen to go home in this match. That's not what they want to do in the tiebreaker. They want to make sure they will triumph against Serenity. They were so close. They were leading 3-1 at one point. This is going to be a pivotal moment. They don't want to surrender that advantage. Ooh, so 3-3 now. I think you are impressed by the performance of these two teams. I'm really enjoying what I'm seeing so far. They are worth analyzing. I think we still have some time. I think we can go over one match. Do let me know which match you want me to analyze. All right, so. Alright, so now Turks going for quadruple IS7 double 60 TPs at the T100 LT Serenity, quintuple 60 TPs and double IS7. Money saying go Serenity. I think that's the same money as the CHRD one. So all the best to both teams. Tiebreaker. We're truly blessed by the amazing performance by these two teams. I don't think we can ask more than that. Turks, just going to say thank you to both of these teams. Really a great show that we have started so far tonight. That was some amazing games to watch and to pretty much learn from. Mur trying to get some spots. Spotted up the double 60 TPs. Looking at Serenity, they have the hit point pool lead because they don't have light tank, so that gave them an edge. But is that going to be enough? Well, we'll see now. Macro speed and the 60 TP. It was a bounce, I think. It was a miss from macro speed. That doesn't matter a lot though. It wasn't a push. It wasn't a push. They are still holding. It's not the end of the world. It's not the worst mistake you could have done. It's not going to be enough, definitely, to get fired by the clan leader of Serenity. Definitely. But Turks has the cap lead again. And Serenity will try to get C. And that will put them within a kill away from flipping. Will bounce on to Mess now. Both teams have 3 capos of increase, so if both teams continue to have only 1 cap, we will use up all the time before any team here win by cap. So we will see if Turks is going to get A, because A currently is a bit out in the open, a bit not getting the attention of Serenity. Mur not spotting anything is going to be a signal for them to capture A, and they're doing that. And I think if they could capture A, it's not going to end with all 7 minutes being used. And it's going to be Serenity needing to hurry up with their push. Serenity at the same time will be dropping into B with R3TI, but will that succeed? I don't think Turks is there to reset R3TI unless Mur is able to go into the circle. But R3TI will get there quickly, but D, I think that this is going to be a pressure point. Turks is allowing Sergio Ramos to get D. Romeo, ooh. It was not a shot that reset the cap. It was Sergio Ramos checking out a bit. But that would not be enough. Serenity is trying to freeze the cap, the D cap momentarily. But that is potentially has allowed Turks to go and rush Serenity now. They've lost quite some hit points during the rotation, and Serenity now has the hit point pooling. That could be really important. I don't know. This is going to descend into pandemonium very quickly. There was a bounce onto Sergio Ramos. I don't think these 60 TP is going to last for long. God knows whether there would be something really bad coming here. Mess and also Task Killer going for Macross. Mess is now going to be quite low. Just only need 1 more shell. This is chaotic. This has descended into anarchy, with Days being dead, Charles being dead, Batlam all over the place. Dark Stinner is what I call all the time. Macross is now dead. It's now 5 versus 5. Hit points in huge favor of Serenity. I think they are overturning the deficit they had initially. Task Killer is now dead. Max Verstappen is now down to a 1 shot potentially. It will be the case. Lavich. Oh, it's a bounce onto Checo. Doesn't matter though. I don't think so. 3 versus 5, unless Turks is able to get an Amarak somewhere from Checo. I think this is going to be all over for Turks. They will be joining Reti in the lower bracket final, despite leading 3-1 at one point. But that is not embarrassing enough. They have done themselves justice. They have dignified themselves pretty much. The 3 wins are really good wins, really good cap control strategies there. But Serenity simply is superior with the positioning and also trying to read what Turks is doing, and that means Serenity is going to be in the grand final. And Ibrahim is dead, Romeo is dead, and 3 versus 1. D will be captured by Ruben Dias. It will be the case. Murs trying to push shots into R3TI, but R3TI is going to make it hard. But R3TI has bounced Mur. R3TI getting shot again. R3TI can't afford to bounce that one still. It was a big shot though. And Serenity, will they be able to kill Mur, or will they get 1000 cap points first? Ruben Dias with a bounce. And they won't be able to kill Mur. Mur will be happy about that. Only about that, not the overall outcome of this match. Serenity 4-3. Again, 4-3 Turks. They have done an amazing comeback, down 1-3 at one point, winning the next 3 matches, and they qualify to the grand final in Group B. Turks will join Red Team in the lower bracket final, and I'm very sure we will see another set of amazing matches, so don't leave the stream just yet. Be prepared to be entertained again and again and again. Turks 4 times doing more than 2k, and Serenity 4 times doing more than 2k. Once again, the giveaway is still ongoing, so the instructions are pinned in the chat. Just follow the instructions and comment in the unlisted video, and you should be fine to go. Remember to include your in-game username and also your server region, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so. So thank you very much. Oh, I thought money was the German one. So apparently you're not the one. Apparently you're not the money dude then. Okay, well, the match from Camp Steel might be good to analyze according to later, because well, they are watching. Now, please let me know your pronouns. I don't want to misgender anyone in this stream, so please let me know your pronouns. It's like a neighbor you appropriately. I will analyze the first match on Camp Steel. By the looks of it, let's see what we can get out from that match. Oh, well done there. Let's look at other results of other groups then. It will be Endgame winning 4-1 against Immortal, so they are really dominant tonight. We know Serenity won against Turks. Jones has won 4-2 against Socrates. It was a bit close one. So all the best to Socrates in the lower bracket final against First Alliance. And finally, we have Group D being Loka versus Sparta. And it will be Loka going through to the next round, beating Sparta 4-2. Good job to Loka. Sparta wasn't that far behind. 2 match wins was pretty good already, considering the level they're at so far. And considering how strong Loka is, but I think Money Blaster so far their performance at Money Master Money Blaster hasn't been that impressive, but it's not the main point here. The main point is that Sparta at least won some matches, and they will face Hate. Hate has been like the underdog here. Can they go even further and knock out Sparta? They've knocked out MFG. They barely lost to Sparta first time round. So can they get their revenge? I'm not sure if I have time. I will try to analyze as quickly as I can, but I have no promises that I can do so. So let me just quickly load the match. I agree with you, Layla, that shifting the entire team to Wei allows Serenity to push D easily, and when they tried to deal with D Serenity near D, they got punished heavily. So well done to Serenity. So yes, team with better focus fire wins, but that's not just the only thing that separates different teams. You also have the cross shots, the cap plays. They are also very important to winning. I didn't see your shot. I'm not sure if there is a shot. Let me know what shot have you made. I probably missed that.
This 99 pounds intelligent drone is disrupting the entire photography industry, and big brands
No,
are
no, you're
trying
not going to receive any ads about drones. I'm sorry about that.
In the UK, rather than spending two.
A video, and you should be fine to go. Remember to include. Now, Spitfires played well tonight, so don't worry too much. You aren't embarrassing yourself, so that's good. Lol. Money. Okay, let's look at this match then. At the request of Layla, so the first match of on Campsteer, the start of Serenity's comeback. Let's see how. Let's see why Serenity won that one. I'll try to get it. Try to get this analysis as quickly as I can. But I only have 10 minutes remaining to go, so I'm not sure if I can cover that all. But I'll try my best. There we go. Turks versus Serenity. Let's do it. So far, they have really shown that they are worth a spot in the top 4. Right. So let's see. Mess going up in the T100 LT. I think. We'll be looking to get spots for them, for Turks team. But it's a bit slow, climbing up a bit slow, but this spot is really high, and we will skip a bit because we don't have a lot of time, so I think we will skip until there is a lot of action going on, because the first few minutes are uneventful, so you don't have a lot to learn there. So let's continue skipping until we kind of find the right spot. I think we start to see some movement at this minute. Because Serenity, no, Turks will be looking to get A. Can Ruben Dias get there just in time to reset A? I don't think so. I think Checker would get A. Yes, Turks will get A, and that will speed things up a little bit. But still, it's still not well. So Turks is going to hold, but that is going to be hard. They have 2 tanks here. I think it's overlooking whether Serenity is going to push. There is also a tank here to get crossfire in, and there's a tank there. That was the 60 TP Max Verstappen there, I believe. Was it the? I think it's Max Verstappen. Probably it's a 60 TP, can't really shoot accurately, so I'm not really sure whether it's a good tank choice for that position. I would have fancied a more accurate heavy tank. But perhaps for high alpha gun, 60 TP is actually the most accurate one out of all. I mean, E100 is really not accurate. Not to say about VK72.01K, they are just similar in terms of the accuracy. Maybe the 60 TP is the best choice. I do understand why they don't want to go for the Object 268, because they already had 2 light tanks. If they take an RTD, that's just going to further reduce their hit points to start with. So yeah, I think this is kind of the only tank they could take. Like, they don't have other choices. And maybe Wargaming, I think they have said like last year they will buff the TDs. It hasn't happened yet. Not sure they're going to do it in the end, but we will find out. But let's continue. Four cap was per 2 seconds of increase, so that's still a lot of time to go. I mean, if you do the maths, that's more than 100, no, more than 200. And I really like Serenity just pushing. And I think they can't push at any other moment, to be honest with you. They pushed just seconds after Turks have got A. I mean, if they pushed like later, it could have been that either these tanks. Well, let's change the color. Sorry, these tanks go to this area. I think let's just say only the Concept 1B and the T100 LT will run away, probably as well once those tanks are spotted. I'm a bit surprised that these tanks are not spotted, so there is something wrong done by Mess, or maybe this spot is actually not that impressive in the end. Some other teams will take this spot instead to get the spots in. I personally prefer this spot more, to be honest with you. I really seldom see teams going for that spot nowadays. So maybe that's why you might want to take this spot instead, because you can spot the tanks rushing past C. But maybe he just moved back temporarily and just completely missed that. Maybe it's just a coincidence that Serenity push while Mess is just behind cover. So Serenity, great timing right here, and great shots onto Mess as well. I don't think that will be easy, but at the same time, these two tanks can put crossfire. So already Turks have lost a lot of hit points, and the reason why I say it's a really good time to push is that there are still 3 tanks over here. So it's either the tanks on A rotating to get into C, which I think might not be the best choice because you're just leaving A out in the open, allowing Serenity to capture. So the other thing is to rotate over back to A, but then to A, because you have a lot of empty space, you can just push back and kind of hold a good horizontal straight line like that. But yeah, that's just a problem with spraying this much, is that the terrain, the buildings will block the crossfire. So let's continue to watch before I speak too much. Seconds remaining for Serenity. Oh, big shot into Mess. They spotted Mess. Oh, that was really painful. Ozan on the ammo rack, but it was fixed timely. Serenity really leading hit points now after Ozan and Mess getting absolutely smacked, and I'm really worried about Turks here. They are very disjointed. The terrain of Camp Steer will prevent Turks from getting the crossfire in. I think Serenity is able to isolate Ozan and perhaps Mess next. Big shots into Mess. They are not trying to get. And I'm a bit yeah, I think they got a bit, I don't know. They have tanks like at the very far back, 50B. I don't know, should they have run away? I think it was a lost cause there because those two tanks are really low. Maybe Romeo should have gone in to support this area so that I don't know. I don't really know, because Serenity has put their tanks really well, which makes it really hard for Turks to decide on whether to support this side or the other. In terms of numbers, it's going to be equal on both sides in the end, so I have to say, Serenity's great timing of the push and really crucial shots onto Mess as well. That really meant that Turks has a really hard time. The props to them, they go back to B immediately, so that could be the reason why Romeo Jones stayed there, and that might not be that is probably not a misplay in my opinion. It's just, I think it's just a hopeless thing to do from for Turks. Serenity really opened this one really well. At Ozan first, they want to get Mess out of the way because that light tank could potentially do a lot of amazing stuff. Oh, that was a big bounce from Ibrahim to Mess. What did I do wrong with the screen? Oh, For some reason, it didn't load. It should have loaded now. Sorry, you missed something. I don't know why it was blank. As the Ozan is finally dead, but we're potentially seeing a 2 versus 1 here. Charles will not last long, with Mess also being dead. It's now 4 versus 7 in quick succession. Romeo Jones alone there. I don't think he will last for long. And Serenity now coming out on top. Definitely will be taking home. Oh, I forgot to switch to I forgot to get out of the studio mode, and that's just why you aren't seeing anything. Now you should be seeing something. Sorry about that, you missed the analysis. So kind of let's go back and see what's the most important thing. Okay, so once again, I really like what I'll be going back to this screen. Is that the Turks got A. So there are only two things. If they get A, either the tanks on A will go back to support them to go C, just maybe reset C or something like that, or they just go to A. Because really no good reason to be even. So because no good reason to kind of spread yourselves way too much, because there's a lot of terrain and buildings to cover, to disallow cross shots. So with A being captured, now this is probably what I think Turks would need to regroup. Otherwise, there are lots of isolated tanks, and I'm really not sure. For me, 60 TB is a really inaccurate tank to kind of shoot from afar. But that is probably the only choice that they could go for, because if you look at other heavy tanks, E100, VK72.01K, similar alpha gun, but they are very inaccurate. And then you have the TDs, which doesn't have a lot of hit points, and they already took 2 light tanks, so taking another light tank will be a riskier choice. So they aren't opting for that choice, so that is why they have Max Verstappen there. Not the best choice, but that's understandable, to be honest with you. And then you saw Serenity rush seconds after Turks got A, and that I think it's a really good time to push, because Turks hasn't really regrouped themselves, and if they actually spend longer to make that push, Turks might have been in different positions. Maybe they have diverted their tanks to fortify this area right here, and then and then Serenity, good shots into Mess, and then they just need to get their numbers right, which they have rightly done so, and it was really hard from this point onwards for Turks to make a comeback here. So Serenity played getting the numbers really well, really planned that rush to perfection, and that is how they won this match pretty much. And Turks really have I don't think they had any room to kind of so I mean, you can see, as you can see here, pretty much 2 tanks, and then there is Romeo Jones, which I think Romeo Jones, like, should he have gone there, or should he stay there? The answer is I don't think it will make too much of a difference, because the numbers won't change too much. You can say the Turks tanks could just go to B and support that tank, that Serenity's going for in the middle, but that will leave these two tanks exposed, and Serenity could pincer them, or Romeo Jones could say they'll try farm as much as he can, which he has done, and I don't blame him for taking that position. It's not something that he could do any better. So yeah, so well done to Serenity. That was just an amazing move there. Right, so I think we are running out of time, and we'll go in. It will be Turks versus Reti. Alright, so Red Team versus Turks. Red Team going for quintuple i7, a 50B and potentially a T100LT. Looking at Turks team, triple 60 TPs, double i7 and double T100LT. We are on my ruins. Let's change the overlay again. Alright, so will we see another tiebreaker tonight? It will be very tiring for Turks if they win on if they win on the tiebreaker and go to the grand final. They will be very exhausted to come from 2 tiebreakers. As for Red Sea, they are fresh, but Turks have warmed up already, so that could be an advantage for Turks. The Turks could also feel a bit exhausted after that tiebreaker, so Red Sea could have the advantage in that way. So if you kind of compare, that cancels out pretty nicely, so no excuse if Red Sea loses or if Turks loses. You can argue for both sides, like Red Sea not warmed up, and Turks tired. So let's go and see. Within 1 minute to go, both teams have changed their setup a little bit. There is a lot of debated, which I have to go through one by one. It's going to be Rouse in the T100LT, Favor alongside EMG and Icky triple i7. We have Skiller and Adi in double 50B, Vicky 60 TP. Turks on the other hand, double i7 by Max Verstappen and also Charles, and triple 60 TPs by Mesmer and Ozan and Chaco and the Mouse. Nice ads. There we go, let's go in my ruins first match. Vicky wishing good luck to both teams. No, to the other team. to Tax. Well, maybe wishing luck to his team as well. But either way, we'll go to Vicky because he suggested he wished good luck, so we will follow him for now. Well, that doesn't make sense. Does it? C is going to be captured really quickly by Rouse. But at the same time, Max is going to find Rouse. Rouse, run away just in time. Runs away just in time, and that means Max potentially could cap C, but he opted not to do that. On the other hand, Perks has moved their line a bit forwards. Originally, I thought they will push onto these i7s. Could actually be a good move, but they don't know where the rest of the forces of Red Sea are, so they kind of, hold back a little bit and discover the positions of Red Sea. But I think now they can push. But actually, Red Sea has made the initiative to rush instead, and I think that could be a really horrible move. On the other hand, Turks, the focus fire is not there. Some people opted for Icky, some people opted for EMG. But for Red Sea, they opted for Ozan, and Ozan is now very low. It's now pandemonium for both teams. This is really brawly. Checo's now coming in the mouse really slow. Resi needs to make use of this advantage to get all the tanks out. Mess is now down. Jabata is not going to, Favor is not going to last for long. Ad is now almost fully reloaded, but Child's going to land a big HE shell to the backside of Ardy as we'll put another shell onto Mur. And the third shell, I don't know. Eki's now dead. Max is also dead. Favor is also dead. It's now going to be a 4 versus 4. Hit points in favor of Reti. And Ozan is now dead. 4 versus 3 now. And, oh my goodness me, I think Charles is going to put a shot into Ardy. I don't think it will be an HE shot though, just in time. But I think he got HE'd by Checo. And Checo's looking for that ram onto the backside. It was just a soft touch. And the Ardy's now down to a 1 shot. And that leaves 3 versus 3. Retsi still with lots of healthy tanks on the battlefield. Charles being killed by debated Rouse, and Mur is going to let that back shell onto Rouse. That wasn't even a back shell, to be honest with you. That is just an HE splash. And that will be a back ram from Checo onto Rouse, but that is not going to change matters, will it? Because Checo is now the last person standing. 1 versus 3, can't do much. This game will go to Retsi, and we are going to be going to the second match. Interesting idea from Layla. Say Turks can push through the Serenity spawn, but you have to remember that they could only find a T100 LT. If they do that, they would be pushing into no man's land, and that won't be ideal. So I don't think that will have changed anything. So Red Sea, they have 5 tanks doing more than 2k, and Turks 3 tanks doing more than 2k. So far so good for Red Sea and Turks. It does seem to me that exhaustion is playing a role here, but never say never. Turks, I think the lack of focus fire has cost them the game. Resi better with a focus fire. Now taking a Yaguru. Not a common tank. We saw that on APAC server early on. I think that tank did quite some damage, but that tank is quite volatile. Not with the armor, but with the amount of hit points that the tank has. Turks is going for a more common strategy. Reti quintuple I7s. Turks going for quadruple I7s, double 60 TPs, and the mouse. And we have the 50B by, I believe it's Skilla. So let's see what's going to happen here. Reti versus Turks on Mayan Ruins. Good thing Serenity has Spit to will them into the comeback. Never bet against Spit. That's totally correct, Chipotle. Don't underestimate Spit's capability in making comebacks. Or shall I say, Berlin is actually playing on Spitfire's account. This is why you're seeing GB style comebacks for Serenity. Maybe GB is playing on Serenity accounts. We don't know. I'm just joking. Please don't report Serenity on that. But that would be nice. GB's embodiment in Serenity's team. We all know that GB is the comeback kings, and Serenity made a good comeback there, and Vicky on the IS7. Really interesting route taken by Reti here. I think they are trying to shut down whoever's trying to go B from Turks, but Mur. Oh no, it was a bounce. Mur, such a good opportunity to put a big shot into IS7. Now Turks will spend a bit more time to get the tanks out of the way, But that can be costly. Might not be too costly. There's just only one shot. It's not the end of the world. But I think R3TI has winged themselves into pincer movement. They're looking at that. They're trying to break a hole into Chaco and Charles, but their backside is absolutely farmed by these tanks. All Turks needs to do is to get the focus fire right. Charles is now dead. Vicky's now dead. I think Favor is the next tank they want to go for. First tank onto Favor and second shot onto Favor as well. Did I say first tank? I'm sorry. The third shot onto EMG and Checo, doing what Carter does best in the Pelican. I'm really sorry to say that. Remember Reach. Yes. 4 versus 5. Hit points in favor of Turks right now. The RD is now down to 1 shot, and I think that was a bad call for R3TI to kind of wing themselves into the holding positions of Turks right here, allowing Turks to actually farm them from behind. EMG is now being killed. It's now 2 versus 4. Mess is now killed as well. A great shot from Skiller onto Verstappen, and a Rouse. Great kill onto Romeo Jones, but I think Murray and Pencil Case will get Rouse out of the way. It's going to be no traveling occurred from Mur. Max is now dead. Rouse is now dead. Skills the last person standing. Really juicy rear for Pencil Case to land that big HE shell on. It was a big, juicy HE penetration from Pencil Case now. Just only looking at Pencil... Skiller still showing the backside, looking to land another juicy HE penetration. It was not that juicy, but it was decent amount of damage. And still showing the backside, poor Skiller. And it was a bounce for the first shots. Another HE shell it is on the HE on the side armor of Skill. Pencil Case really love his HE shell, doesn't he? So Pencil Case will not be the one killing off Skiller. Brr, why did you kill Steel? Kill Steel. That's so naughty of you. Don't do that next match. I'm just joking. Well done to Turks. It's now 1-1. Great job with that move, trying to pincer R3TI's movement. Pretty much the backside. Wow, it's Fiesta for Turks. 4 tanks do more than 2k. Also for R3TI, it was quite close at the end, but that pincer movement is why you don't want to be in the pincer movement. You don't want to be under. You don't want to be pincered by the other team. You want to pincer the other team, but you don't want to be pincered by the other team. So active and passive voice used diligently there. So now on to Fort Despair. And I forgot it's a group 2, so let me update the scoreboard. Now it's 1-1. Hopefully it's now showing correctly. I believe so. R3TI versus Turks for this bear. So let's find out about both teams. R3TI triple 60 TPs, triple IS7 and abouts. Turks triple IS7 and M60 concept 1B, a 60 TP and abouts. Did I get it right? Yes, I did. I have good memory. Yeah, so let's see what both teams are going to do in this one. So far, so good for both teams. R3TI a little bit better in the first match with the focus fire, but Turks the movement, the pincer movement was really good as well. So it was quite even. Both teams have shown some really good qualities. I don't recall any major mistakes from both teams so far. Let's see about this one. Turks. Looking at to see attempting to be captured by Red Team. One shot into favor. And Charles pretty much held down in this area. Mess also there to using this window to shoot Retty's tanks. Chetko's getting shot once, but Retty, I think, is onto something here. Great shot onto Vicky. Caught them before Retty's able to do something big. But Max Verstappen had bounced pretty much all his clip onto Vicky, and that is going to be a big problem here. Turks now circling Retty's tanks, and big shot from Retty onto Vicky onto Max Verstappen, but Favor is now killed. With Max Verstappen out of the way, Turks still leading a little bit by hit points, but they kind of isolated Iki. I don't know why. He kind of sent everyone onto B now, and that left Iki alone. Iki would not be happy, and that they need to buy a little bit more time. Iki's trying to buy time, and it's now finally gone. Pencil case is not. Oh, great shot into the RD before he goes down, and he will finally go down. And hit points are now in favor of Turks here. For some reason, the push from Retty didn't go as planned, and Turks being a bit quicker with kills. Great shot from Mer onto the RD. Really well done. That was a one shot from Mer. That shell was very crucial. Mer is finally killed. It's a 5 versus 4. But Turks has a lot more hit points. With Vicky being a one shot, it's now evens. Mouse is getting focused by Retty. Don't focus the mouse. The RD is now being killed. And Chaco is finally dead. 3 versus 3. 3 really healthy tanks. An ammo rack could absolutely change the course of the game, mind you. I don't think Turks would want to see that happening. But that was a bounce from EMG onto Romeo Jones. EMG is now one shot. Rouse looking to land a shell onto Charles. And Romeo Jones. Great shot to EMG. And Rouse is waiting really. Good shot onto Charles, but left it a little bit too late for that shot. But EMG finally is killed by Romeo. Mess is still alive, pretty healthy, doing a 1 versus 1 with Skiller pretty much. And can he kill Skiller? Let's find out now. Oh, it's a bounce! Not good enough, but would not be too crucial there. Rouse, not the next one killed. It's Skiller, killed by Charles. And finally, Rouse, last person standing. This game goes to Turks, making it to a 2-1. Well done to Turks. No platoon, sorry, okay, I'm streaming at the moment. There we go, 5 tanks doing more than 2k, 6 tanks doing more than 2k for Turks, 3 tanks doing more than 2k for Retty. Turks did, once again, a wonderful job. But I believe it was pretty much down to the shot effectiveness of whether you're able to kill the tanks more quickly. It seems Turks has done better in this one. It was really close in the end. Once again, you can't really find any major mistakes, but Turks simply just did better with their shots, and also Retty just took a bit longer, and that is all the difference. And it's 2-1 for Turks, so let's see what's going to happen next. Right, nice. We have more than 50 people watching. Hopefully we get more. There are some Turkish fans here. We'd love to see some fans. Turks, quadruple I7 double 60 TPs at a Crown Bargain. Retty, quadruple I7 double Crown, and a Yagaru. And we will find out in the next match who will come out on top? Are we going to be? I mean, both teams are very evenly matched, so I think whichever team meets Serenity in the grand final, it will be close. It will be really close. And there we go, Turks. Quadruple IS7, I'm not sure I've announced the lineup already. It will be octuple IS7s across the board. These two teams really like their IS7s, so let's head up high and see what both teams are going to do. Alright, so Skiller. The Red Team's team going mostly to AB, with Turks also going mostly to AB. And I agree with Blob saying i7 is really good. The armor is it's much better than before. The gun is always that meh. I don't think they have buffed the gun, but the armor is why a lot of teams left to take. But suddenly Red Sea is going to take a more aggressive position in the northwestern corner, or are they going to outright push Turks here? I think it's not working really well as intended. It's all down to the discipline from Turks, where they can get their focus fire. They try and get Favor out of the way. Can they do it? Can they do it? But Romeo Jones have been killed. Hit points in favor of Turks, but they lost the gun. We have the RD also quite low. This is total bedlam. We are seeing Pensacade is going to put a shot into Favor. Mess needs to kill Favor, but both of them are one shot, so they are waiting for Charles to come in. Max is now dead. Hit points now in favor of Retty, with Favor now dead. Well, this is going to be going either way. It's all about the shots now. Whoever can do this. Let's look at Burr 1 versus 1. Can he win against Rouse? He's looking at the other way. He's not that concerned about Yaguru, but I think that could be a bit too late now. Big shot from Rouse onto Mur. It's now 5 versus 2. Appel is... Oh! I thought that was Amarak. No. Iki is killed. But I don't think that was an Amarak there. Sorry, I just got a bit too carried away. Appetastic on Adrenaline, try to get Iki out of the way, and will it be an Amarak? No, he's struggling to get the shot in. And it's a bounce. So no. For some reason, the 1 versus 1 of Mur versus Rouse didn't go as intended. It was a bounce from Rouse onto Mur. Could have actually killed Mur. In that situation, I believe now Mur will kill Rouse. Is it? It is the case. Leaving 1 versus 3. It's just a consolation prize. Red Team will get this win and bring it to a 2-2. Well done to Red Team. Both teams are so evenly matched, and it's now going like match by match. Who is going to lead the next one? We will find out soon. And could be the match point to whoever wins the next one. Mur will be killed by Skiller. 2-2 it is now. Well done to both teams. Really amazing matches. Retty being that aggressive in the northwestern corner paid off, although they kind of lost tanks in the middle. I think the Yaguru also played a huge role here with those high alpha shells, and he has done more than 3,000 damage, but Skiller 5 kills. That is even more important in my opinion. We are on to Vineyards now. $60 TP is also really good, but the gun is not. So do I think it's OP? I don't think so. I rarely play well with really good with tanks that have good armor but poor guns. So I don't think 60 TP is really that good for me. But that's just my personal opinion. I think it is really good for tournaments because of the armor. The tournament games have always revolved around the armor rather than the mobility and the gun. So now with Vineyards, we are seeing double IS7s, double M60Os, double 60 TPs, and a T100 LT with Turks going for double 60 TPs, a T100 LT, an M60O, a mouse, and well, maybe not. Turks triple 60 TP instead. Let me double check if I got the scoreline right. It is Vineyards. Totally different map than the last two maps. It's a lot more mobile, so you're going to be seeing a lot of rotate. We're going to see a lot more mobility this time, not that much heavy, and really relies on that light tank player. And who is going to win that? We'll find out very soon. Vineyards. Let's go. SNTY R3TI versus Turks. Blue team. In this area, we are seeing we're seeing Skiller and the M60 looking to spot something potentially. I don't know. Let's not follow that for now. More actions happening around this area because the T100 LT is going to meet one another, greet one another with a shot. On the receiving end of poor RNG. Oh, got shot by Vicky as well. Now down to 800 hit points, but AK also took a hit. Immediately, R3TI has rushed onto Romeo Jones, coming out of nowhere. I think that will surprise Turks a lot. That push could fare really well, but they don't have the hit point pool advantage, and I think they have trapped themselves into low ground. Pencil Case is almost dead. If they can take out Pencil Case, that will be really good. Charles will be the next tank down, and there we go. The double T100 LTs, if we follow that for now, I think Vicky has got the shell into the wrong tank. Will be killed by Checo at any point. It will be the case. Turks leading in hit points still, but we will potentially see R3TI with that push failing to materialize. And it was a bounce from the RD. Oh, I really loved that push, but it really didn't go well as intended. Basically, they are rushing through the low ground, and they have given up the high ground. If I were them, would I have made the push? Oh, absolutely. It's always a gamble. If you don't take gambles, you always never know whether it will work or not. But then R3TI has calmed themselves down, and they are now leading. Oh, they are not leading, but the hippos are now really close, so it could go either way. Diardi kills Charles. I would have wanted EMG to do that instead, so that Diardi can land a big shell onto Mess. Mess now down to one shot, and it will be the case. Oh, great round from Checo. EMG is now killed. Favor down to 2 hit points. Favor is killed by Checo. 2 versus 3 right now. The Team 100 LT from Turks. I think that shell, that mouse misfired. Not the mouse. It was a 60 TP. The misfired shell played some role in this battle. 1 versus 2. It will be Turks leading 3-2 now. That push from R3TI didn't go well. Not because that push was a bad push. Was pretty much they got themselves into low ground. They surprised Turks in a good way. Maybe if they have done something a bit better on say, maybe they could have done something differently. I certainly wouldn't say they shouldn't have pushed. It was always a high-risk strategy that will either pay off really well or it will backfire completely. It seems to have backfired, but it's always worth taking risks. And it's a risk that could have actually worked, to be honest with you. I would not have invalidate that move. Can Skiller make a carry? No. Verstappen's going to kill Skiller, and that brings Turks to a match point. So it's now 3-2 to Turks. Well done to Turks, and that push from R3TI. They just need some polishing. Maybe they can do better. Maybe retain some tanks on a high ground so that Turks gets distracted. I think Turks can divert all their attention to the valley below, because none of them are getting shot from a similar elevation. So maybe that's something they could work on next time. They have some tanks, maybe one tank still at similar elevation. Turks 5 tanks doing more than 2k, and R3TI 3 tanks doing more than 2k. We will go into the 6th match of tonight. Will we see another tiebreaker? We'll find out. We'll find out soon. So R3TI, double T100 LTs, alongside Turks also taking double T100 LTs. I think that the lineup is kind of identical, with the difference being only 150B for Turks, because R3TI is taking double 50Bs, and only 160B instead of Turks taking 2. So that was pretty similar setup. Vineyards, match point to Turks now. I don't know why I pressed the escape button. I don't want to go to a garage and miss all the good action here. And here we go. R3TI red team from the north spawn with Turks. Blue team from south spawn. Advantage is with Turks right now. Can they bring it further? A lot of pink buildings. We love to see the pink buildings, right? So, I know what they're doing. Trying to reset B, huh? We know what happened before. And that's exactly what R3TI wanted to do. And what actually ID did, I think. No, is it? Yeah, ID did is that they capture C immediately. But obviously, R3TI got A quick at first. So that means Turks won't get a cap lead, and they don't have B. So that means they have to rotate, not R3TI. And I think R3TI is in a really good position to defend their cap lead. So let's see what Turks are going to do here. It will be a bit difficult. They have to go out in the open, so they have to be really decisive if they want to win here. Let's look at Mur and the T100 LT trying to get C stealth. In stealth mode, we'll get C, but that won't be enough. And also they need 2 kills to flip it. So absolutely they can't rely on a kill at the 900 point mark. They really need to devise a plan to rotate. So far, a bit worried about R3TI, but the T100 LTs are pretty much on the other side, very quick to rotate. The I7s will have a lot of responsibility, and I'm very sure R3TI knows this. So they really need to conserve as many hit points as they can. Otherwise, Turks, this is going to be the region where they're going to rush and get the tanks are all icky a second ahead. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Turks putting shells into those IS-7s, trying to chip away hit points so that if they want to make a push, they can push B with ease. At the same time, you have Vicky and also the RD overlooking that. But it was quite some distance, so they can pretty much use this kind of mount here. Is it called a mount? Or berm around here to kind of shield themselves. A little hill, probably. That's the best word for that. So still, the I7s cannot... make sure to max. Cannot, be a bit be careless here. They have to still conserve as much as they could. But it seems Red Team is losing more and more hit points, and Turks is looking more and more likely to win this one. But they still need that rotation. They still need to flip the hit points. Red Team still having more than 100 cap points of advantage, but they're looking more and more kind of, icky. No pun intended, but yeah, Turks really well done now. Aki is now getting surrounded from the backside. Red Team might want to push now, but there are two heavy tanks that are on the wrong side. Now they're making a push, but I think that was not a good push because Aki already very low, and they're rushing into a numerical disadvantage. This is a last-ditch effort, and Turks, a huge credit to this, reposition themselves into the northwestern corner. I'm not sure why they have given up that corner, to be honest with you. Chaco is now dead, and we also have EMG also dead. They're looking to get pencil case out of the way, but the bear is near, down to one shot, will be killed. Turks can sense victory here. They're looking more and more likely to go into the grand final and meet Serenity, and they just need to focus fire. They just need RD out of this. They got RD now. They also got both A and B. It's all about surviving now. Skiller takes out Verstappen, but Rouse got ammo wrecked. Oh, that's even worse news for Red Team here. But Red Team will bow out of this tournament with dignity. They have done what they could. Turks joining Serenity in the grand final. Well done to Turks. Red Sea, some questions are to be raised about why they have completely abandoned the northwestern corner, allowing those IS-7s to be found. I'm really not sure why I did that. That allowed, and they those 50Bs aren't in really good positions to push. And I mean, Red Team, they have no other choices but to push straight in the middle, and a premature push, a push that was not well coordinated, and Turks just ate them up nicely. 4 tanks doing more than 2k for Turks. Red Team, no tank doing more than 2k. Well done to Turks, and they are going to join Serenity in the upper bracket, now in the grand final. And they really deserve this. And the Turks, not the first time being in the top 8. I think last winter season in 2021 they got top 8 as well. Can they go all the way and get top 4? Would be nice to see. Not out of the question though. They almost beat Serenity, so anything can still happen at this point. We can still be surprised. And it's going to be a pleasant surprise. Turks have proven themselves that they are worthy of a position in the top 4. And we are now going to be seeing other matches in other results in our groups. Till versus Immortals. They're still playing, so potentially could go to a tiebreaker here. We know Turks have won against Red Team. How about Socrates against First Alliance? They've lost to First Alliance 2-4. The first time since I don't know when First Alliance got top 8. Well done to First Alliance. I think that's his pretty much Monic team, if I remember correctly. So Jones have a huge task at their hands. Where they can beat First Alliance is not going to be easy at all. Although the first time they have beaten First Alliance to 4-0, this is not going to be an easy one for them at all. Meanwhile, we have Sparta versus Hate, and Sparta has won Hate 4-1. And they're going to be joining Loka in the grand final, fighting out for the position in the Money Blaster final stage. They are for the first time a top 8 team on the EU server, and huge congratulations. They have worked so hard to get to this point, and I can't be more than I'm more than happy. I can't be happy enough. I think I'm really happy to see that. Their hard work has paid off, and that's really nice to see. So well done to Sparta. And now So I think we're just waiting on one more the results of Immortals versus Steel, and we will know the top 8 teams on the EU server. And it will be kind of ironic. I mean, Group 2, we know CHRD got first, Socrates got second, Till got third. If Till wins Immortals, it will be kind of ironic because CHRD is the first team to be knocked out in the final in the Money Blaster final group stage, and then you have Socrates coming in the third place, being knocked out next. And if Till doesn't get knocked out, actually that's kind of a reverse of the order and something that is kind of ironic to me. Anyhow. Right, so someone asked why 2 100 LTs. Vineyards is kind of an interesting map. It's an unusual map. There is a lot of terrain, and there's a big area of open area. So the tier 100 LT is very useful in getting the spots in, and also for caps. So that's why you might see double tier 100 LTs. It's not that uncommon nowadays. So I'll have a little bit of break and I'll come back and we will analyze a match. So let me know which match you want me to analyze, and we will go through that. I'll see you soon. Right, I am back. So it doesn't seem like there is a preference of which match you want me to analyze. If we recall, it's Mind Ruins, Fort Despair, and let's actually analyze Fort Despair. I would say, let me recall. Let's analyze the first match on Fort Despair. I think I need a better look at that. Till versus Immortals. It was barely for Till, almost knocked out Immortals. Immortals are through to the final stage. That means the top 8 of the E server are now announced. Well done to all the teams here. Alright, so we have 7 groups. All teams in Group 2 are knocked out. Group 3, there are 2 teams in the top 8. And as I also hover around, let me check the previous groups. Right, so Group 7, only Loka qualified to top 8. Group 6, only Turks qualified to top 8. And actually they are second. They are second in Group 6, and actually Phoenix came out as the first, so that was ironic, to be honest with you. Jones knocked out Jones and Retzi were in Group 5, and Retzi are knocked out. Jones remains. Still, Serenity and First Alliance are both in the top 8 now. All teams in Group 3 are knocked out. All 2 teams in Group 2 are still here. The end game is in Group 1 and is still alive. So, sorry, it's Group 2. All 2 teams are there, and Group 4, all 2 teams are there. But Group 3, all teams are knocked out. So, otherwise, they will still have 1 team there, and that means supremacy for Group 2 and Group 4 teams. Alright, so hopefully we have some more time this time, so let's actually go and find a match to follow. First match on Fort Despair. Okay, now I have the screen, so let's switch. Let's go. Remember, there is a giveaway still going on, so make sure to follow the instructions in the unlisted video. Hopefully, we have more than 10 people commenting, and we'll pick 10 winners from there. So make sure to follow the instructions. Make sure to provide also your in-game name and your server region. So let's begin. It was really good as well. So it was quite even. Both teams have shown some really good qualities. I don't recall any major mistakes from both teams so far. Let's see about this one. Tracks. Looking at to see attempting to be captured by Retty. 1 shot into favor. And Charles pretty much held down in this area. Looking at this, not much can be said. Retty trying to capture C. Turks not capturing any cap. They are trying to reset C pretty much. So that means Retty would not be able to get C. Usually, what happens is that there is someone trying to kind of side script using this kind of building here to try and get C. But absolutely, these IS7s can just HE HE that was trying to size rape and C would not be able to be captured. It's actually difficult. If they can get C, it's a bonus. A problem with C is that you can go into C and just briefly cap stop, and then if you have a cap on the other side, then you can make use of that opportunity to get the cap lead back into your favor. But that is not what is happening here. So let's continue to watch and see what's going on. Mess also there to using this window to shoot Retty's tanks. Checo's getting shot once, but Retty. This can be a really good move. So what needs to happen for Retty is that they need to use these two. I think it was 3 tanks. Shoot Retty's tanks. Check. Yeah, that was 3 tanks here. So that was I think that was a coincidence. I don't think that was some good timing. These tanks aren't even spotted off for Turks trying to cross through B, but that could also be an indication because B will get the mark there will suddenly drop, and Retty would know that would be a good chance to punish them because they're crossing past B. These 60 TPs, if they coordinate together, they can just call which time to go for. I would personally go for the M60. You can potentially HE the side of that tank, and really, I mean, looking at Max Verstappen, you might have already done. You might already cripple that tank to almost a one-shot for you. So definitely a really huge opportunity. I would go for Max Verstappen in this situation, and Retty, they know they're getting rushed here. They're getting rushed. So they're getting rushed, but there is also some reinforcements from the west side. So in my opinion, actually, you can catch them off guard, going together and rush them, and that is exactly what they were trying to do. And that will also leave C a bit exposed. So, but it's okay because what's going to happen next? Because when Retty is going to make a move like that to shut down tanks on B, is that these tanks will try to pincer Retty, and you know there are tanks there from Retty. It's actually falling quite nicely for Retty, I have to say. They can simply just crossfire into this area. They just crossfire into this area and do some amazing damage. And that mouse could get focus. There are a couple of other tanks there, so they have to be really careful. But that's so the stars are aligned for Retty to kind of punish Turks heavily. So let's continue. Echo's getting shot once, but Retty, I think, is onto something here. Great shot to. And really don't like how Retty stopped here. Vicky is far forward. There are 2 tanks behind Vicky. Should have come in. Hopefully Vicky get Max Verstappen. That's exactly what Vicky's going for. With the tungsten shell. Let's continue. Onto Vicky. I caught them before Retty's able to do something big. But yeah, I mean, they keep on moving, so that's not the big problem, but Skiller gets distracted. I would have ignored. I mean, it's a mouse overall, after all. So you don't want to, I mean, yeah, you can hold, but it's an exposed area. You will get shot from multiple angles. You don't want to stay out in the open when you're playing in the mouse. So I would have rather just go in, link up the 60 TP. Max Verstappen had bounced pretty much all his clip onto, especially when Max bounced all his clip onto Vicky. That's even more of a good indication to focus onto Max. Vicky, and that is going to be a big problem here. Turks now circling Retty's tanks, and big shot from Retty onto Vicky onto Max Verstappen, but Favors now killed. Yep. So 1 tank down for both teams. So still all to take. There's still a chance for these teams to win, and Retty, I think, now will turn their attention to here. The Turks is also in a good position as well, because I think kind of Retty here, I think put too many tanks trying to go through B. Problem is why they're doing that. You can see these tanks from Turks are shooting from behind. good that they're trying to stay together to make it a bit more difficult for Turks, but they are showing their backsides. I think that's the main problem. As I said, they were in a good situation. They are in a spot where they can crossfire, actually. And actually, they can actually stay near C and crossfire into these tanks instead. I actually think it's not a bad idea. You're playing with numbers and you're really playing with you're trying to kind of get Turks B shots at different angles, and that could have worked better for Retty, in my opinion. Especially when there's a map as well. That's also another problem. It's slow, and you're making Turks has it a bit easy. It's a bit easier for Turks to shoot Mouse because Mouse is showing the backside. Let's continue. With Max Verstappen out of the way, Turks still leading a little bit by hit points, but they kind of isolated Aki. I don't know why. He kind of sent everyone onto B now, and that left Aki alone. Yeah, and then Aki is left alone. Not sure why. They have done that. Certainly that would distract Turks forces, but just only one tank, so it's once again even. They will kill one tank and they will lose a tank, so that's pretty much no advantage to Retty whatsoever with Reki there, especially when it's a nice. It won't last very long, getting circled by Turks tanks. But still, very close for both teams so far. Retty has made some mistakes. He would not be happy, and that they need to buy a little bit more time. He's trying to buy time, and it's now finally gone. Pencil case is not. Oh, great shot into the RD before he goes down, and he will finally go down. And hit points are now in favor of. Yep. So now there's still 3 pretty much full hit point tanks on Turk's side. Still not the end of the world yet. For Retty, the hit points, I mean, it's just only 1,000 down. So there is still a chance, especially with Romeo Jones a bit out of the fight. They can try and get Mer out of the way, but maybe the elephant in the room will be the tanks nearer to them. Maybe the tanks that they can go for first. There is kind of this building here that will act as a shield, so Mer will be rendered ineffective there. So they just have to allow Turks to make a mistake to get in, to not allow Romeo Jones and Mer to get shots, to starve them with shots, and maybe Retty is able to flip their hit point advantage back to their favor. Of Turks here, for some reason the push from Retty didn't go as planned. But actually Romeo Jones didn't actually go this way, which is actually a good move. Not sure if someone has told Romeo Jones implicitly, I don't know how, but if they have told them they are getting rushed, that's a good move from Romeo Jones to come from the backside and shoot these tanks. It's backside once again. Retty are kind of forced to make a decision where to push on, and that's kind of falling in place perfectly for Turks because there is a mouse there that is going to absorb a lot of shots. I'm not sure why Retty goes for that. I would have ignored that mouse totally and go for these tanks instead. IS-7 is slightly easier to take down. Or what I would suggest is for Retty to kind of stay a bit where they are, but also they don't have any cover to hide. So that was kind of a double-edged sword. Turks definitely caught them in a really good position, caught them in a dilemma. So now Turks is in control, and I really have to see how Turks did the movement here. Let's continue. And Turks being a bit quicker with kills. Great shot from Mer onto the. So I mean, now we can see how Retty fluffs their shot onto Choco. I mean, EMG going for Mer is a good choice, but looking at what most of the Retty tanks are pointing towards is towards the mouse. As I always say a lot of times, don't focus the mouse. This is a typical example that you don't want to focus the mouse. It's showing the frontal armor. It's going to be difficult. Or Czechia needs to do, wiggle the tank. They will be trying to aim for the lower plate potentially, and also the turret cheeks. So wiggling will make it a lot more difficult, especially when you're playing on the phone, to kind of penetrate your shots. CHRD really well done. That was a one shot from Mer, and that shell was very crucial. Mer is finally killed. It's a 5 versus 4, but Turks has a lot more hit points with Vicky. Yep, so that cost them some time, and there are still 3 really healthy tanks of Turks, and RTI doesn't have a lot of tanks that are still healthy, despite Rao still really healthy there. But I think that is pretty much over for them now. Keeping a one shot, it's now evens. Mouse is getting focused by RTI. Don't focus the mouse. Well, look at how quickly they've taken out this tank. It's 3 versus 3, and pretty much you know what happened next. So well done to Turks. RTI, I think some kind of mistakes with where they should be going in a pack would definitely help if they have tanks remaining near C to provide crossfire for Turks to try to deal with the tanks in B. That could have changed a lot. And then they shouldn't have focused the mouse. That bought Turks a lot of time to kill the tanks out of the way. And Checo's still not killed at this point, so a really great example why it's not the best idea to kill the mouse. And that's pretty much my analysis. We don't have time to analyze the next one. Hopefully I have pretty much dissected the match, and yeah, I will close this window, and let's recap the results of all the groups. Hi Robert, hope you're doing great here. So Group D, Loka and Sparta are fighting for a spot in the Money Blaster final stage. Group A, Endgame versus Immortals. Group B, Serenity versus Turks. And the matches will start very soon. Group C, Jones versus First Alliance. Good night, Aya. Thanks for moderating the stream. Group C, we have Jones versus First Alliance, and Group D, Loka versus Sparta. And let's talk about about tonight again. Remember, here are the links that you can donate to my stream and so on, support my streams. And we are on day 2 of Money Blaster Final. We are following Group B. I think you're all familiar with the tournament format, the 4-team double elimination, the group stage. The winner of this group will qualify to the final stage, and they will fight out for the top 4 spots. These are the maps. Grand final will begin with Winter Marinovka, and then Dynasty's Pearl, Alpenstadt, ending on Port Bay if we go to a tiebreaker. That will not matter now. We've seen the matches in the upper bracket final and lower bracket final. The Money Blaster final will be held from Monday to Friday, with a prize pool of more than $10,000 US, and yes, grand final matches will begin soon. Remember, there is a 5 minutes of delay to prevent teams from stream sniping. That means the team will not know what tanks and what positions the enemy team has taken. This is the roster of Turks. Max Verstappen is the captain of the team. We also have Apple, Charles, Burr, Messi, Checo, Romeo, Ozan, Tustin, Killer, and Pencil Case. This is pretty much a Turkish team, but I believe there are some players here that can't speak Turkish. So this is pretty much a multinational team. Maybe they will go back to being a Turkish team once again, but this is how they found Turks. Found the Turks in the first place. Serenity, Ruben Dias is the captain of the team. We also have Sergio Ramos, Alvarito, Macro Speed, Kuro, Days, Aoki, Vlatic, Vlahovic, and Ibrahimo. And Reti's team is as follows, but they're knocked out, so I'm not going to repeat the roster. And Serenity is a French-speaking team, although not all of them are from France, but most of them, but all of them speak French fluently. So let's. The room will be up very soon, and we will go in. In no time. Right, so excuse me while I'll go back and have a bit of a break. Alright, I'm back, just in time. Let's look at this lineup now. Serenity, we have quadruple 60 TPs, an i7 and a T100 LT. Turks going for triple i7, a T100 LT, double 60 TPs potentially, and an M6 Yo. So, yeah, Winter Novka is kind of, I don't know how to explain perfectly, but it's quite a big map. So you do see light tanks hovering around to get the spots in. That's why Serenity took 2 T100 LTs. Turks took 1. And it's also has a lot of emphasis on the caps as well. The B cap being a bit of a risky one though, but it is pretty much the focal point of a lot of strategies. Some plans would incorporate capturing B into their strategy, but that could be really risky, especially when you capture B right at the start. Getting out of B has always proven to be a really difficult thing to do. I do see it in a lot of cases. Teams who got into B at the very start got punished dearly for trying to pull back. This is why I don't recommend going to B at the start for Winter Novka. But certainly if you rotate, you rotate and then push onto one side and then get B next, that B cap could become really important to win with cap points. And we will go into the first match on Winter Novka now. Right. So Alpha is missing. He got replaced. It's going to be Serenity versus Turks. It's going to be close. Where is Fly? There are a couple of missing people this one, but we will see. Serenity looking at Macross, looking to get spots, and Turks are they going to get something over here? Mur has spotted Ruben, and Ruben hasn't spotted Mur, but not going to be too much of a problem because Ruben hasn't lost any hit points. It's actually Mess that has lost some hit points already, and Turks going straight into C. And this is what I'm talking about. Going straight into B is always a huge risk to bear. Do they have angles to work with to reset B or to punish Charles from getting out of B? We will see very soon, but Turks will get B, and it's all to do with Charles whether he can get out of B or not. I don't think Serenity are in position to punish Charles, and they don't. Aoki and Ibrahimo looking at the wrong way because Turks have to. These tanks near C have distracted them there. Ooh, so Charles got out of B with relative impunity, but they are leading by lots of hit points because they have triple A hit points of Apple and Max as well as some tanks on C. So this is actually good news for Serenity. They don't have to worry too much with that push. They don't have too much of a burden to bear, and all they do is to get the tempo well. It's 10 cappers per 2 seconds of increase. So we are speaking of about 40 seconds to go for Serenity. That's not a lot of time actually, but they are on the advantage with the hit points, so they just really need to get a good decisive push on only one side, and they don't have to do something too fancy, and they should be able to get this one in the bag. Although Turks, the 2 cap pressure can be monumental. So let's see what Serenity is going to do. The double T100 LTs, really overlooking at B. They're trying to make sure the B area is clear to signal Serenity to push through. For some reason, Turks is putting a lot of forces near C. They could make a counter push soon. Daze has gone into B, punishing Turks a little bit because Turks has pretty much no one to reset B. Although for some reason Daze just got out of B, that was a little bit of a careless mistake here. But if Serenity loses these two tanks here. We will follow this side now. Pencil case onto Ibrahimo. If they can kill or spit, Turks will have a good hit point bullet. And pencil case on ammo racked. Oh my lord. That was an important ammo rack here. Serenity are on a numerical disadvantage there. And they got one tank out on an ammo rack. Almost full health ammo rack. That really changed the course of the game. Although, I mean, the stars are aligned really well for Serenity. They just need a good push. But Turks pushing on C and losing a tank on an ammo rack. That's not part of their plan, isn't it? Although I don't deny that push on C was a good move. It was a good move in the end. It was a move that Turks would that could have worked, but they also totally abandoned A and B, so it was kind of a double-edged sword. Definitely losing a tank or by an ammo rack. Hope they don't go on tilt now, because Turks have done so well until this point. That ammo rack could pretty much shake their confidence, and this is not the right time to lose confidence. They are in touching distance. They really need a good pep talk. They need a good uplifting moment. And Serenity, great start. 3 tanks doing more than 2k. Turks no tanks doing more than 2k. And we're back on Winter Malinovka. Hopefully we have more people joining soon. So far only 20 for people watching the stream. But you are seeing some of the best matches tonight, so let's watch Serenity quadruple 60 TVs by Aoki, Kuro, and Vlahovic, and Days double T100 LTs by Ruben and Mac Ross. IS7 by will be taken by Ibrahimo. On the other hand, Turks double 60 TPs by Apple and Pencil Case double MCQs by Max and Romeo. IS7 will be taken by Charles and Mess in the Mass Mer T100 LT. And here we go, the second match on Winter Malinovka. Hello. Someone said hello to me in Russian. Right. Second match on Winter Malinovka. Can Turks forget about what happened last match? The ammo rack, very unfortunate. They are doing the right stuff. They just need not to lose too many hit points while holding. And yeah, I really like how they rotate. It's kind of their strengths. It's their strengths, pretty much. Serenity. Positioning and also focus fire is their strength. So Turks, let's see. I like their cap play. I hope they keep that up in this one. Serenity has not got any caps so far. Ruben Dye is spotted up Mur this time instead of Mur spotting up Ruben. So Mur is going to get out of this potentially. It's been spotted though. Getting out, Ruben has moved further deep into the southwestern corner. Max Verstappen took a hit, spotted by Mac Ross Speed, definitely. Days is spotted as well. Mur is once spotted again. Ruben Dias is now spotted. They know there's a light tank there. Max Verstappen, pretty much in the southeastern corner. Turks is going ultra passive in this match. No clans here have taken the cap. If that happens, this is very unlikely to happen. In Winter Malinovka, certainly I haven't prepared anything to do a tour guide, but I have to do a makeshift tour guide, probably, for Winter Malinovka. So, as you can see right here, Winter Malinovka is known for winter landscape. Those hills right here make some good hiking spots, and you can see this really nice little town here from above. I mean, this is pretty much a valley. So this town pretty much will have a climate that is kind of typical for valley. So you might have some really strong gusts at times due to the surrounding mountains, and then you have this really nice little church there. I think some really nice, really interesting architecture. If someone has studied architecture, maybe they can tell more about this type of architectural style. But now I digress, because both teams have taken some caps. Serenity got A first, and Turks will be getting C next. So that means the cap points are going to go up now. Is it going to be enough for them to win by cap points before the timer runs out? We'll do the maths. It's around 600 cap points to go for both teams, 5 cap points per 2 seconds. So that's just 240 seconds, around 240 seconds. So we are talking about 6 minutes to go. Both. So at this point, the timer will run out first before both teams can get 1,000 cap points. So at this moment, Serenity will win by cap points. But if Turks is able to get a cap stop on A, or if they could get A first, and then Serenity gets C later on, and if they can flip that, they will win by cap points as well. So this is pretty much Turks leading that rotation. But I'm a bit worried about Serenity here. Ruben Dyers trying to run away from this situation, gets shot. Is it a bit too? Has he left it a bit too late? Because now Mur, and also there is someone. Oh no, Max is going to abandon Mur. Not nice. Serenity will get C, and that means Turks is put under bigger pressure in getting that push. I don't think we will use all 3 minutes now. We will see a brawl commencing in no time. Charles and also Pencil Case are taking some hits. Now Serenity is leading by hit points, and this is going to be huge for them. Oh, Romeo gets absolutely smacked down to a one shot. I thought T had some pain issues, but it's not the case. Appel got absolutely smacked by Days. Now with Turks getting A, Serenity still leading by a lot of hit points and cap points. Turks is very spread out and very disorganized, and all Serenity needs to do is control the tempo, not get too overexcited, and they should have it. I think they should have it. Only around 2 minutes remaining to go. And Turk is trying to get the last ditch effort. Big shot to Pencil Case. I think one more shell, and Pencil Case will be no more. Barely survives crossing. And Turks now down by more than 7,000. No, 6,000 hit points. First, Max Verstappen is trying to get Aoki out of the way. We can see a 1 versus 1 happening right here. We can go to here. Ruben, 1 versus 1 against Mur. Great shot onto Ruben, and with the help of Romeo, Mur is going to win this 1 versus 1 fight. But Pencil Case is also down. Romeo is down as well. That was a really fast shot there from Macros, I suppose. We can see some 2 versus 1 fights here, and then Mur. No, Macros is going to ignore Mur totally. They're going to get Mass out of the way. And Days is going to land that shell. Ooh, that was a big hit into Mess. And it's now going to be a 6 versus 2. No more for Turks. We're not going to use up all the time. And Serenity will prevail. It's going to be 2-0 for Serenity now. They just only need 2 more wins. Can Turks turn this around? So far, they are unable to get back into the form. Serenity has been the dominant team here, and if it continues this way, I believe Turks will be knocked out. 6 tanks doing more than 2k for Serenity, and Turks no tank doing more than 2k once again. This is looking very dangerous for Turks. This is looking very dangerous. Serenity on form, and they are consistent as well. We are now on to Dynasty's Pearl. 2-0 for Serenity. Well done to Serenity. Oh, we're getting viewers. Or viewers, spectators. Well. The stream hasn't ended yet. We still have the grand finals to go. Hopefully we get more people watching soon. That's not our good. That's not a good turnout in the end. Anyhow, I digress. Turks will go for double 60 TP, double IS7, the concept 1B, a mouse, and a 50B Serenity. 1 IS7, but 6 sextuple 60 TPs. Or maybe Aoki will change into an IS7, we don't know. They're rotating their players a bit to make sure every single one of them will play at least 5 matches in order to get all the rewards. While not sure about Turks, Turks is not going to rotate their squads because this is pretty much, there's a lot of stake at their hands. They don't want to mess this up. So Serenity trying to use this opportunity to make sure everyone has a chance. So let's get into the third match of Dynasty's Pearl. Can they win with this kind of setup? We saw ID winning with 7 60 TPs. Surely 6 60 TPs and the IS7 would bring in a bit more diversity. There's still not a lot of diversity, but still it's a good tank for this map. Let's head up high and see what they are going to do now. Okay, Serenity Red Team going mostly to A, with Turks going mostly to C. We will be following in the perspective of Apotastic in 60 TP. Will he spot up tanks of Serenity? He's taking the middle lane. Has to be careful though, he might be the only one taking that lane. No, he's joined by Check, already spotted by Ruben Dias in on this platform here. Oh, that was a bit of careless mistake here. Not a good trade as well. Gets hit first. Not a good gamble I would have taken here. I would not have done that. I think getting spots in will be enough. Trying to put a shot in such a in this position would be a bit tricky, to say the least. C is captured by Turks. It's going to be Serenity with the cap lead. Turks is the one that needs to do the rotation. We also saw Max Verstappen pretty much spawn mating in this area, but usually it works with double 50Bs. But as you know, 50Bs does not possess strong armor. So this is probably the reason why you don't see a lot of 50Bs here. Only one 50B, but I'm not sure that kind of kills the magic with the spawn mating strat there. So let's see what they're going to do. So Serenity is holding here nicely, and oh, it's a edgy splash onto his ace, but so far both teams are pretty much equal in hit points, and nothing much is going on. Potentially, we will see what's going to happen soon. Serenity versus Turks. Very uneventful stuff. Will we use off 5 minutes now? I don't think so, because we are talking about 3 more minutes to go before either team will get 1000 cap points, so it's highly unlikely we will see all 7 minutes being used in this match. Daze is being shot at by Romeo Jones. I think Trax is going to wait until until the 800 point mark, so less than 2 minutes to go for them to devise a way to rotate. Still quite some time. You can absolutely make sure they have enough information to work with and then make a push somewhere, but they have to make a decisive push though. So it's still pretty much dull. You don't have a lot of things happening around, but Dynasty's Pearl is such a really nice little town. There's a lot of interesting buildings here. Some, I think, Japanese-inspired architecture going around. Especially, I think the areas I'm seeing right here, I think inspired by Japanese architectural style. But then you have the more European-style residential buildings, I presume. So it's kind of a clash between the west and the east. But as we speak too much about the architectural styles, Turks have decided to make a big push onto Serenity, and Serenity still has a hit point advantage, but Aoki could be the attack they would like to go for. Aoki is under a lot of trouble. Mer will put a great shot into Aoki. Aoki down to a 2-shot now, but Apotastic also quite low, down to 1-shot. 2. So this is Spatlum all over the place, and macro speeds now tracked. Important track right here, and also Apotastic is being killed. If there is an MRI happening onto Serenity side, Turks might have this one, but Serenity remained alive, and they could coast through as it happens. But they lost all 3 caps. Turks have all 3 caps. This is going to be really important. 50 cap points of increase per 2 seconds. We're just talking about 5 seconds to go before Turks are going to win the spy caps. They lost a tank of Romeo Jones. They need to kill Chaco. They don't have a lot of time. Only around 2 seconds to go maybe, and they could win by caps, but Chaco is killed. They're doing the mission impossible. The cap points are really close. They're going to get B, and C's getting cap stopped. Oh no, Ruben! If Ruben dies now, Mer absolutely needs to get their shell, and Turks gets 1 back. I have completely missed Turks getting all 3 caps, but apparently that move there won them the game completely. I'm not sure why Serenity didn't get a cap early, or maybe they were unable to do so. I believe that's the case though. But them losing all 3 caps, Turks well done the cap play. I really love to see Turks once again coming out on top with amazing cap play. 4 tanks to more than 2k. So does Serenity here as well, but getting all 3 caps is always a lethal move for the enemy team. And Turks really stayed alive as long as they could, got the low hit point targets out of Serenity, and they prevailed, and they are into this 4th match finally with a match win against Serenity in the grand final. Serenity cannot take a deep breath just yet, cannot relax just yet. They have a huge mission, a huge objective ahead of them. They need to fulfill that objective. They're still not there yet. They still have 2 more wins to go. It's not going to be easy. Turks has shown resilience from time to time. Turks will not make this easy at all. Serenity quadruple 60 TPs, VK 90.01 PM mouse, 97 going over to Turk's side, double 60 TPs, triple IS7s, and AMX 50B and mouse. And we'll go into the 4th match on Dynasty's Pearl. Let's go and watch. Right, so Dynasty's Pearl. Serenity versus Turks. Serenity, the Sax 2 post 60 TP strategy didn't quite work out in the end, but this time they are allowing some diversity with the mouse and also the VK 90.01 people. This change helped them to victory, especially with the mouse. This is a strategic choice in my opinion, especially in a map like Dynasty's Pearl, where there are long narrow corridors and really closed area, which makes it really good for mouse to operate in. Let's look at Ruben Dias going past here, getting some spots in. Both teams have opted for the A side. It's all about focus fire. It's all about conserving hit points so far. Serenity hasn't conserved the hit points as well as Turks, so Turks, although under a hit point disadvantage, they only lost 1 shot worth of damage in Charles. Once again, it's very dull because none of the teams are getting a cap, with the exception of Spitz. Getting B, I think, with impunity now, because if anyone from Turks decides to reset Spitz, Serenity has a crossfire, and they have allowed Serenity. They have allowed Spit to capture B without any trouble at all. Max looking to put a shot into a Spit. That was a great shot here, despite Spit showing the frontal armor to Max Verstappen. Oh, that was a bounce. Good angling there from Spit. Max, great shot in Spit once again, but we have missed completely. That Charles got double tapped. And hit points still in favor of Serenity now. Oh, Flytex got double tapped. Let's look at Aoki looking for Romeo. Tungsten share ready. Adrenaline ready. Great shot to Romeo. I thought that was a bounce. I think he will be able to load the second shell before Tungsten shell consumable runs out. Let's see about this one. He needs another good shell in. Yes, that's another good shell in. And so far, so good for Serenity. Now they're leading by more than 3,000 hit points. Turks has made a last-ditch effort to get Flytex out of the way potentially. Yes, down to 500 hit points. Chaco is going to go down now by Ruben Dias. It is the case. With Flytex also down, it's actually very messy. 6 versus 5. Now Max has died. Serenity looking for Charles now. I like how Serenity kind of regroups themselves. They are always connected with one another. Meanwhile, Turks simply has a bit of trouble getting their focus, getting the right tanks to focus. It's not that their focus fire is not good. It's more to do with Serenity making it a lot more difficult for Turks to focus fire. And Turks. Simply the positions that they have taken, Serenity is a bit seems to have less of a problem in getting the focus fire in with Apple. Now the last person standing, Serenity prevails, making it 3-3-1 now. Congratulations to Serenity, and we are through to the match point for Serenity. They are now in touching distance of winning the grand final and qualifying to the Money Blaster final. Well done to Serenity. We are seeing 5 tanks doing more than 2k for Serenity. Turks only 1 tank doing more than 2k. It's all or nothing now for Turks, but it's a deja vu probably. Turks was in this advantageous position only for Serenity to win their next 3 matches. Serenity does not want a repeat of this. They have to make sure that they are going to win this one and not going to allow any upsets. But Turks have come so far, has impressed us a lot of us tonight. They have shown us why they are a top 8 team, why they should be considered as a top 4 team. I really wish all the best for Turks. This is really promising in my opinion. I'm very sure that the viewers tonight here will agree with me that Turks deserves to be in this position, and I really wish Turks all the best. If they qualify, that it's really good for them. If they don't give up. I'm really sure you can challenge the status quo of the top 4. I'm really excited to see the EU Clan War scene there is really competitive. I would say the top 4 is unprecedentedly competitive. We know there is Endgame, Jones and Loka, and Serenity and Raid, and now Turks potentially looking for top 4 as well. And yeah, what more can I say? This is amazing stuff. And then you have Win. Win is also decent. Hopefully they can continue training. Maybe they can go back to their legendary past. But we will go into the 4th match. The 5th match, it will be on Armenstadt. Let's hope Turks can turn this around. But also Serenity, they really deserve to be in this position as well. Okay, let's head up high now. Serenity, red team from the north, spawn with Turks, blue team from the south. So let's see. Alvarito saying benching is my life. What do you mean? Well, there are different meanings for benching. Not just sitting on the bench and as a spectator. I think it's related to gym. I don't know what exactly it means, but I'm very sure it's related to gym. So we're seeing Aoki in this position to reset B. This is a common position to reset B. For those of you who don't know why he's taking that position, as you can see now, how he can be able to reset B. I mean, Turk's trying to get B, and they can't really because Aoki is in this position to prohibit Turks from getting advantage, a cap advantage. Serenity, while I'm talking about that position, they already got A, and Turks got C not long after. So Turks is just within a kill away from flipping. I'm interested to see Serenity in the grand final getting the cap advantage most of the time, but Tarston Killer got absolutely pummeled by Serenity's crossfire. That makes it even more difficult for Turks to rotate now. They are now under hit point disadvantage. We could see a push coming from this side now. Turks, Serenity has sensed something will go really south. Are they going to provide reinforcements? What will they do in this situation? Let's find out now. Turks momentarily stopped. That will allow Serenity to rotate, but Vlahovic gets absolutely stunned by the focus fire of Turks now. Is Serenity trying to focus the mouse? Checker will be the elephant in the room. The fly takes the absolute focus fire from Turks and down to one shot. Vlahovic on an Amorak. Oh my lord! Matt Ross got Amoracked. Oh. It was the worst case scenario that Serenity has imagined. Turks has turned the tables now. They got Amoracked in the first match. It is now Serenity's turn to get Amoracked. Macro speed. Oh my lord. I'm so sorry. You don't deserve this treatment, but I have to say, Turks, great push there. Great focus fire. Caught Serenity off guard. Serenity wasn't really able to defend that push well. And losing macro speed on an Amorak in a T100 LT, a light tank. Surely, Serenity would not be happy about that. Hopefully they won't smash their iPads and disconnect from the server. This is not a good time to tilt now. Serenity, deja vu, deja vu, deja vu. 3-1 advantage. Turks really looking to get a comeback here. Great win nonetheless. It will be a kill onto Checo from Ruben Dias. 3 versus 5. Aoki done one shot. Big shot to Vex with Sharpen, but that is pretty much all they could do. They could try. They are trying to do damage control, but there's nothing they could do to reverse the destiny of Serenity in this match. It will be Turks getting a win here. 900 cap points, 950 cap points. Turks, if they can't kill Aoki, it's not the end of the world. They will win by caps nonetheless. Well done to Turks. It's now 3-2 to Serenity. Not over yet. Game on, says Turks. Well done there. Very sorry to Matt Ross beat. That is definitely not a deserved Amorak, but RNG happens. So, well done to Serenity. 2 tanks doing more than 2k. Turks, we are seeing more 5 tanks doing more than 2k. Oh, we are seeing some more audience now. Thank you. More than 30 people watching, hopefully. We will get 40 people watching at one point. Serenity, quadruple 60 TPs and i7 double T100 LTs with Turks going for triple 60 TPs potentially. Maybe not. Okay, they're going for double i7, double 60 TPs, T100 LT, one Concept 1B, and an M60. Wow. Open start. I think this is the kickstart of Turks' comeback here. They need to win 2 more matches. Can they do it? Can they reverse sweep Serenity? This is definitely not the stage you want to be in to get reverse swept. It's okay if you get reverse swept in the upper bracket final, but definitely not in grand final where there is a lot of stake at your on the table. You don't want to get reverse swept now. Serenity, they need to get their psychology right. That Amorak is going to tilt them a lot. This is natural. This is not something that Serenity should not express. They can grieve on that Amorak, but they have to pick themselves back up this. This is important. They need to focus now. 3-2. Will we see a tiebreaker? We'll find out now. Alpenstadt Turks. They are on a good. They are on a good start of a comeback. Berlin will be. I don't know if Berlin is watching this, but he will be proud of Turks if they manage to make a comeback. So it will be interesting. It will be interesting. Let's head up high now. Serenity red team from south spawn. Turks blue team from the north spawn. Emorak. Hopefully we won't see another full hit point Emorak or thereabouts. Not fun. Especially for Serenity. I hope that won't occur twice. Okay, with Mur spotting up Ruben. It's already a good start for Turks here. And Turks will be getting A first this time round. So Turks will be getting the cap lead first, and we are seeing R3TI. I'm not going to exit to the garage. I'm not going to do a stupid move, but they will get C with 2 tanks. But it will be Turks getting the cap lead first. Good splash onto Tustin Killer. Good shot onto Romeo. But R3TI also took a hit there as well. So it's Serenity that needs to make a push, that needs to make a rotation. They only need a kill. If everything goes south, if they lose a lot of hit points while trying to figure out how to rotate, they can wait until like 900 cap points and they can make that push. They can gamble on that one kill and hope they don't lose any single tank and they will win. Hopefully that will happen. Hopefully they don't have to resort to this move. Hopefully they will chip enough hit points off away from Turks. Turks is going to play this one really, really carefully. They can always, as always, they can surprise Serenity by making a counter push on the other side. At the same time, Serenity just needs to make sure that Turks, if they are careless, they're going to make them pay for that. And as always, we love to see Turks making the counter push onto the other side, trying to catch Serenity off guard. And Serenity knows that like this is like what they do commonly. So with C is going to be captured soon, Macro's going to jump into A in no time, I believe. That will further extend the cap lead of Turks because they got C. Macro Speed is playing this one carefully. They don't want to go straight into A without any caution at all. But they don't want to waste too much time because Turks will gain 10 cap points per 2 seconds. So they don't have a lot of time to spare. They must get A. But they're going past A with Ruben Dyer's good idea there. But Aoki going past A, that will send the signal to Turks. Signaling there is at least one tank near the northwestern area. Now they're going to reverse their tanks looking at the other side. They have to be really careful. Oh my goodness me. Mur is caught in the wrong position but will not get punished. Now Turks has more than one. Oh my lord! Oh, Aoki absolutely smacked. Oh my lordy heck. Days will get B. That will give Serenity the hit point with the cap point lead very soon. And Serenity now is trapping Turks in their pocket. But Turks can absolutely push onto the other side. This is a main weakness of Serenity here. Aoki now quite low. Can Serenity do this one? Not sure. Turks has a lot more hit points now. But Chaos is actually isolated. I'm not sure what happened there. Why he went in there alone. That is pretty much free real estate for Serenity. That was a huge misplay right here. They got Aoki right here, but Charles that move, that was uncalled for. That shouldn't have happened in the first place. That would have changed the course of the game a lot. And now it's now very close to both teams, with Serenity having the cap lead by getting both A and B. Oh, and Serenity trying to get a capsule on C. This is going to be really close. Turks need to get the caps. They need to get the tanks out. Mess is quite low. R3TI is dead. 5 versus 5. This has descended into pandemonium. It's all or nothing now. Days. Can he survive for long enough? Mess is now dead. 5 versus 5. It's still anyone's game to call. Max is now dead. Serenity 925 cap points. They just need 2 more kills and they will win this one. Days is a one shot, will be killed. Oh no, this is really close. But now Turks has lost Assassin Killer. And that means now 2 more tanks alive. Romeo is really low. I think this match means Serenity will go into the final stage and we will see them back tomorrow. Well done to Serenity Turks. Everything was going really nicely for them. That all changed when Charles just rushed in there alone without any support. I believe it was Charles. Or is it Murray? I think it was Charles. Charles rushed in there. That really threw them off guard. I mean, Serenity was rotating as well, but they were kind of disorganized. There were a couple of tanks that Turks can farm them off relatively easily. If Charles hasn't made that move, Turks could have retained that hit point pool advantage and they might have won that match. I couldn't be 100% sure, but surely that mistake is the tipping point for Turks. Turks originally had a really good idea, had a really good movement, all until that point. Serenity, huge congratulations, and you are now into the final stage, and we will see who will join you in the final stage. Well done to Serenity. Alright, so all the games have finished. Immortal Speed's endgame 4-2. Knocked out. My lord. This is really unexpected. Well done to Immortals. That was brutal. Who would have expected that? Well done there. Jones versus First Alliance, and oh my lord. First Alliance has knocked out Jones 4-3. Oh, we're seeing a lot of upsets everywhere. And what happened to Loka now? What is happening to Loka? No, Loka 1, Sparta 4-1. Well, we are seeing 2 upsets tonight. Endgame knocked out, Jones knocked out. 2 of the tournament favorites now knocked out, and this is the EU top 4 for you. First Alliance is officially back. Obviously, they're CI. I think most of them are from the CIS region. So well done to First Alliance. But yeah, there we are. Immortals are through. Immortals, Serenity, First Alliance, and Loka top 4. Well done to all of you. Pretty much that's it for me then. And we will draw the winners very soon. Make sure if you haven't already, well, we'll draw winners very soon. So I believe I will kind of stop. I mean, if you haven't already, just quickly comment. If not, I probably have drawn the winners by then. Wow, complete unexpected. Not. Yeah, I'm not going to stay here for long, but Endgame and Jones knocked out. Lord, that is brutal, isn't it? Okay, so let me no, I don't want you to steal my data. So there we go. How many comments do we have? Oh, we have 22 unique comments, so there's half a chance that you'll get picked in this giveaway. So let's actually, let me just change this, update the screen. Brilliant, 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 brilliant. And let's go. Alright, so let's begin. So the first winner. Let's begin. First winner is, congratulations, Supra. Got a better pass. Okay, let me just continue. Now the next winner is Austria. Congratulations. Next we have Newbie. Well done there. We now have Austria again. You're lucky person. Let's draw another person. I'm not sure you have. Let me just add your name in. I'll double check. I think you haven't won a battle pass, but I just have to be sure. Next we have Austria again. Congratulations, Austria, you won 3 times, but I will have to give your battle pass to someone else. Sorry. So RNG is with you though. Congratulations to Krasny. Next, we only have 5 more to go. Let's pick another one. Okay, congratulations. I'm not sure. I think it's the first NA server winner. So well done there. Well played. We have G's as the next winner. So we only have 3 more to go. A Black Wolf is the next one, and what's your server is? It's EU. We finally have some EU server winners. That's good. 2 more to go now. 2 more to go, and we will decide. We will have results there. Invisible. I'm not sure if it's a intentional typo or not, but congratulations nonetheless. Final winner, we have you again. It's the second time. We'll pick another one. It's you again. Come on, RNG, you can do better than this, right? Matt, have you won a battle pass? I don't know. You have won a little battle pass on my streams, other passes on my streams before, so I have to double check. But so far, these are the winners. I will double check first. To confirm. If that's the case, if not, then I will continue the draw. If it's right, then if there are no duplicates, then I will end the stream very soon. Right. So let me go back a bit. So oh, Matthias, you have won the battle pass already, so that means I will have to draw another one. So remove your name there. Sorry about that. Yes, I think. Yes, I will draw one more in this case, so there is still a chance. Don't leave just yet. So the special wild card, we will go back to this to this overlay in very soon. Let's go back to the screen.